All right. Welcome, my absolute goober compatriots, to another D&D stream. I am your host, Burn/Grim. This is Grim Hour Productions. This is episode 35 of Beyond Etheria Ashes. The title of this episode is Armoire'd and Dangerous.
Now I remember.
Yes. Where we last left our heroes. Well, let's do introductions. Playing our lion folk barbarian by the name of Okros is our dear friend Mr. Rexus. Say hello, Rexus.
Hello.
Playing one of our newest characters, Adarian, is our dear friend Zoe. Adarian is a Yonti Warlock who is playing the field medic. Zoe, that is your cue to say hello.
You know.
Thank you, Zoe. Of course, there is Nez, the changeling artificer, who is played by our dear friend Stealth Rage.
Hello, everyone.
And last but certainly not least is our dear tiefling paladin, Mr. Creed, played by none other than Blackburn himself.
Glad to have you on board.
Don't forget to check your noise cancellation, everybody, so you don't cut out in the middle of your words, so that way everyone can hear your pretty voices when you speak. Mute if need be, and as always, we're here to have fun with the roleplay. It's going to be a lot of goofy nonsense. So, speaking of which, where we last left our heroes, they were on their way towards the Blackstone Keep. They had just left the Broken Spire after speaking with Arwen, after learning about the circuit, after learning about the cycle, and what needs to be done going forward. And as they left to go towards one of their objectives, they were still trying to consider what needed to be done. They were caught in a large storm. A storm that forced them to not only slow down, but also to try and seek shelter. This storm lasted a few hours as they found shelter in a basement, or a cellar, if you will, of a small house off a trail leading to Millruin, their first destination of where they would be going. As they head down into the cellar, as Adarian had brought up the fact that he could hear something thrashing and roaring in the distance, as the rest of the party had heard it but were not sure of what exactly it may be. The sound being mixed with the very screaming of the wind and the pounding of the rain. As everyone went down into the cellar, for safety's sake, Adarian heard something come crashing down, shaking the foundation of the cellar and shaking the heroes, some of them falling onto their rumps, as something large had crashed through the house and began to thrash, trying to pull itself back together or trying to pull itself away. They sat, they waited, and through just sheer luck, did whatever this creature was leave them be. After a few moments, Adarian stuck his head out, very slowly lifting the hatch with the help of his party, just enough to get his eye up as he saw the retreating form of a green dragon, an adult green dragon that had landed on the middle of of the shelter they had taken and had begun searching for them. It simply left. Without knowing where they were, it went to look elsewhere. After finding it no longer in view, the party got out of the cellar and continued moving to Millruin, only taking a couple hours to get there. The distance being significantly shorter, as their barbarian simply picked up most of the party members and sprinted like the Dickens, covering the last few miles in but a few minutes. As they arrived, they found a very strange sight. A bazaar filled with people selling strange, almost enchanted items. A peddler with a moving table that seemed to sell knickknacks and watches. As there was a bonfire in the center of the town where they were throwing these items in. You could hear the silverware singing songs as they were thrown into the bonfire, A hat rack mocked Creed before he turned around and threw a hatchet through it. An armoire came out of a store, crashing through a window, robbing a man of his clothes and shoes before being chased down and crunched by Okros. The town seemed to be in the midst of not only a magical technological boom, but also in the throes of chaos of now countless mundane items somehow coming to life. And the only person they could really talk to about it was the very wide halfling sheriff named Officer Cobblepot, who, in his infinite wisdom, had nothing to give besides the fact that the mayor had gone away to wherever he was going. The assistant of the mage that had sat in the tower to the north had gone through and knackered something from the tower, setting everything in motion, and that now he was dealing with this chaos. And no sooner did he explain what was happening did the party see two bards standing by a bar, of all places, a very common place for them to procure themselves, as a ginger bard was trying to walk away with a bar stool by the constant arguments and negative connotation of a blonde elf that followed behind him, chastising him greatly. As a cart was driven into the center of town, stopped in front of the inn by two other bards, one wearing a very large plumed hat, the other one wearing a very fancy frock coat, as they said that, look at all this free shit we stole, we'll be able to sell it for a mint. And as they left the cart behind, running into the inn to try and peddle the goods, Cobblepot, in his panic, ran towards them as a plunger jumped out of the cart, fired across the ground, slamming into his face and knocking him unconscious, the plunger still stuck to his forehead. And that is where we left our players off currently, as a discussion had erupted between them of what are we going to do about this. I just saw an Armoire rob a man blind with no hands, putting everything on hangers, and then run away before being tackled by a barbarian who smashed it into the ground. I have a sword. We do not have the capability of dealing with such matters. And so, as chaos continues to erupt, mundane items that are now living, springing from the cart in mass, you are now left with a question of, what are you going to do about the situation that is unfolding around you? And that is where we begin our story today.
You know, I forgot what we could be dealing with.
You forgot the whole monologue you had last session where you said, I just watched an Armoire rob a man blind and I have a sword. What do you want me to do about it?
Yeah, as soon as you mentioned carrying, I went, oh, I remember now. Oh,
Yes.
so he just gonna watch Cobblepot just get face hugged by a plunger, and he's gently run his hands down his face, and he's gonna head off to where those bards were.
Yeah. It's you head towards what is marked on your map for the sake of conditioning and understanding as Building 1. Is Building 1 with the cart in front of it. Building 2, of course, is Cobblepot's office, and Building 3 is, of course, the mayor's. So you wish to move towards where the cart has been parked, where things are
Yes.
jumping out of it. Okay. You can clearly see Cobblepot on the ground, his face hugged by a plunger, and the broken remnants of the hat rack that was behind you, mocking your exasperated movements before you broke it with a hatchet.
So, is this plunger like suction cupped to his face?
It hit him with enough force to knock him unconscious, but it is simply just suction cup to his head.
And where's the fire of them burning things?
It's near the center of the area you're in, kind of where the tree on the map is, a little bit to the left.
Are you? You know what? I'm just gonna wait and see.
Creed is going to grab it and try to throw it into the fire.
Give me athletics.
That's an 11.
You were able to put your foot against Cobblepot's head, and with a good yank, you're able to pull the plunger off with a noise of a suction cup getting off of a bald head.
And we're sure he's unconscious, right?
Oh, he is down for the count.
Oh,
I'll be real with you. It doesn't matter if he was. He is now.
yeah, that's true.
I pushed down in his head with a hoof, dude. Like, he's down
It's
for the count.
Look, I just don't need him speaking anymore is the thing. Thanks.
But now you have a plunger in your hand that as you detach it from Cobblepot's head, it begins to try and break from your grasp as the plunger points at your face as you're now fighting it for dominance.
I want to punch it.
Roll the punch at disadvantage.
Ugh. Oh, come on. All right. That's technically a 5. 5 plus 7, so 12.
You try to punch Seth. You try to punch this device meant to clear drains in both toilets and sinks, and you find difficulty in doing so. Its small size making it difficult for you to actually land a solid hit.
How far away am I from the fire?
I would say about 10, 15 feet. Close enough that you can walk there.
We're just going to do that. We're just going to walk over and throw it on the fire.
Give me another athletics. It's fighting you. It's a Riley one.
Oh, the 21.
As it tries to tilt back towards you, it's going to suction cup itself to your face. In its last-ditch effort, you break from its momentum and you throw it into the fire as you hear it... as you hear it scream as it burns.
He's gonna look back at Cobblepot on the ground, and just go, he's probably okay. And just keep walking to the bar, where the bars were.
For the sake of all, we're going to have this little money bag be Cobblepot. He is not having a good time. But yeah, as you approach the wagon, you can see that underneath this thick linen cloth is that things are moving under it. There is the clatter of wood and metal pieces all kind of knocking into each other. And as you get closer, the sound stops. The linen cloth going still.
Oh, Nez!
You want me to burn something? I'm guessing?
Morally, I'm inclined to say no. Truthfully, yes. I'm going to err on the fact that due to them being inanimate objects, they don't have souls. So, and he's going to thumb over his shoulder at the cart.
Hey, Lucifer, go set the cart on fire. He's just gonna make his way on over.
So as Lucifer kind of does his little four-legged trot towards it, slowly moving at it, you see a number of objects spring from the linen cloth towards Creed. As Creed, you are assaulted by a number of sets of silverware.
Mm-hmm.
The
This is big of a problem.
the rattling in the cart begins to become louder as Lucifer inches ever closer to burning the cart.
Uh, well, hey, Okros, I think Creed might need a hand for a moment.
This situation appears to be escalating rapidly. I'm going to stand over here.
I'm going to stand over here, says I'm not dealing with that.
Man, that looks like that really, really sucks. Oh no!
Oh no. Alright, so
Look,
now
man, you're the one who picked a fight with a plunger. It's on you that you're losing.
it is now time for initiative.
Just a quick hello, guys.
Hello, Jenna.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm trying to figure out how to open Owlbear and the like on my phone so I can like secretly participate.
What is the silverware made of? Is it made of silver?
Probably
and tin.
silver.
It's a stupid question, but I have to ask. Yeah.
No, that's
Lead.
fair. It's just
Light
gotta get a
metal
lot
and
of them.
silver. You know, depending on the quality, it could have more or less silver in it.
Yeah, they muddy it to make it cheaper frequently.
We were all rolling for initiative, right?
Yes.
Oh, crap, sorry. Wait, do I have to roll? I stepped aside.
If you're not in combat, you don't have to.
I got a
Okay,
24.
All right.
I got nat 20.
Screw it, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna help the nerds.
So 23 in total.
Very good.
Rolled a 17 plus 8, so I got a 25.
That will do it.
I'm sitting at a wonderful 6.
Nice.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it
If you
could.
didn't, if you didn't roll a 1, you won.
Good one.
Thank you. It was better than I.
Creed, what did you get?
I got a 24. 2-4.
Nice. So basically the 3 all, and then the silverware, and then Nez. Wonderful.
So,
All right, Adarian.
4 units,
If you
4 units of silverware. Are we also fighting the cart?
the cart is a target that you can focus on, if you so wish.
I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast the silverware. I'm gonna focus all 3 shots on the closest one to me.
Very good.
Find my 1, 2, 3. I rolled a 26, a 12, and a 22.
One of those hits.
Damn, that silverware's got some defense. Okay, cool.
Silverware.
I forgot how to roll damage. Excuse me for a moment while I reset my brain.
Click the button next to the plus number. So if the thing next to your Eldritch Blast is like +9 and then blank D10 or whatever it is,
Yeah,
click
thank
that.
you. 15.
All right, so one of your shots actually makes a hit, and you eliminate a set of silverware.
Cool.
Brings us to Creed.
So I'm being attacked by silverware. You mean like they're popping up and stabbing me, or
You are essentially surrounded by 3 mobs of silverware, spoons, forks, knives, etc., as they are basically jumping at you pointy end first.
Creed, don't underestimate the spoons. They'll go for your eyes.
He's not wrong.
I
Potentially
just
stupid
loved
question.
that I heard him like unmute for a second, very quietly, as if just sitting there like, oh.
so my buckler of Saint Peter.
Mm-hmm.
It's either completely open or completely closed, right?
Yeah. Either it's on or off. If
Well, there
it's
goes
on,
that
it
idea.
gives you a basic AC. If it's on, it gives you your bonus.
Do you by chance mean the fuckler?
I will never call it that.
We're bringing it back.
I was hoping I could like half open and then use it as like a shovel, just swing them into the fire.
Just scoop
That's not
up-
gonna work.
Scoop up the mobs.
Yeah, more or less. Like a spider.
Where's your little paper cup? Just
Exactly. If I was lower moral fiber, I just grab Cobblepot and start swinging at him, but I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to do this as a paladin. I guess Creed's gonna try to grab a handful and throw him into the fire.
all right. Roll a grapple. It's gonna be a disadvantage because it's a bunch of silverware.
Come on, baby. It's just unarmed strike, right?
It's opposing athletics.
All right. Not a great start.
I love to hear it.
The 9.
I would argue that it wasn't a great start when we picked a fight with cutlery.
I didn't choose the fight, okay?
I
didn't choose
this life. It chose.
I didn't choose this life.
You assaulted a plunger that was just doing its job.
What?
What? Assaulted him. That's a
What?
perspective. Anyway, they meet you with also a 9. So you're currently trying to grasp at silverware in front of you, and they're dodging your every attempt.
Yeah, I don't think I want to know how we got to this position.
Yes, you do. Go watch the last episode.
It's really funny.
Funny
All
as a
I'm
short
saying
word.
Is
I-
as
I-
Creed walks up to these silverware with a 9 and a 9, I'm pretty sure all you hear is,
I would have been there had the day not changed. Got back to the day that I work on Fridays.
Duel of fates between Creed and a mob of silverware. I'm here for it.
is
I love that damn music.
I
hate
wish
the
I
fact
had
I
an
cannot see
animator
that
in
now.
my
Thank you
fan
for that.
base who could draw that up, because that is that would make me giggle for days.
I know.
I was thinking
know
more
a few-
the scene voice from JoJo.
Yes,
Where's Grid walking up and it's just a bunch of like 6-foot tall silverware waiting.
it's the fork, knife, and spoon in the Pillarman position, and then Creed's JoJo. That's amazing. That I can draw. That I can do.
I need to go back and fully watch JoJo. I've only seen bits and pieces.
Yeah. So
I've
Creed,
watched the
you
first season, but that's about it.
you attempt to grapple with the silverware and do not succeed, which then brings us to Okros.
This silverware's days are numbered. The champ just stepped in the ring.
Yep, I'm going to just kind of stare in confusion at how Creed is even attempting to to wrestle with silverware. And then I'm going to try to attack the silverware that isn't immediately on him.
Very good. Move your token. Attack the silverware. Choose your cutlery foe.
Yeah.
This fight is forked up, Seth. You are 100% correct on that.
Indeed. And yes, I will swing with my maul.
Before this fight's over with, someone will be spooning.
God.
Let me move this in.
Improvement. That is a plus 23 to hit.
Plus 23? Dear God. Plus 23. Yeah, that's a hit.
I don't know why I said plus 23. That's a 23 to hit, but you know what I mean.
I knew what you said. It was just terrifying for me to think, oh God, a plus 23?
He rolled.
That would be such an insane modifier.
Also, now I can show off my Cadian jacket.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's pretty sick.
The Mobian 8th, Atoma First Tour. Got...
I would say that I want one, but the only place I could wear it would be to work, and I'm not wearing that to work. It would get nasty.
Fair.
The heck is that shirt, though?
Oh, it's a pickle in a drill sergeant uniform that says Dill Sergeant. I've had it for years. It's my favorite.
That's fucking great.
Okay, that is better than I was thinking it was, but I also like what I thought it was. I thought it was a frog cowboy sheriff.
I mean, that's also good, but no, it's Dill Sergeant.
I thought it was some weird play on one of the Pepe emotes.
No.
Yes, sorry, I now need to roll my damage, right? Sorry, I'm distracted.
Distracted.
No, okay. Plus.
Turn back
4
around,
plus
Burn. I want to see the
1.
back of that jacket again.
Here, I'll just take it so I can show you so it's easier.
12 damage for my first attack.
Nice.
Have a look at this.
That is well fucking done, sir.
Thank you.
I
That's
approve.
really nice.
It's the Karskin 8.
Yes, it is.
The Raging 8.
It is
I'm
beautiful.
glad to see the bordering turned out well.
Oh yeah, the border came out really well. I was very happy with it.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so you do some serious damage to the silverware. You bring your mallet down. You catch a number of them underneath your impact as they just crumple into the dirt, no longer moving. Enough that the rest of them scatter off and join the other mob, thereby eliminating that group.
I would just like to point out that a giant lion man swinging a mallet at silverware is straight out of Looney Tunes.
It is, and I'm here for it.
I am too. I love this. This is great.
Improvement. Alright, then I will take my second attack at the next group.
Ha ha!
That's an even higher at a 30 in total.
Jesus, yeah, no, you bonk them. Roll damage.
As I roll 2 1s for my damage, 9 damage.
No. Oh no.
Look, man, the
Roll
champ with
2d6.
winded.
1. Alright, plus 7, 9 damage, whatever.
So you do deal some damage to the silverware. Some of them move out of the way as you swing down at them, but you do knock a few of them into the dirt. Their tiny silver bodies no longer moving.
You bent that spoon, brother.
He did bend the spoon. And so
Oh, dude.
at the start of the object's initiative,
Oh.
you see another mob of silverware. You see a candle.
The fucking card is a spawner. I
A
should have
chest,
known.
and then of course, an armoire. All right, so this silverware group here is going to try and attack Creed. They rolled an 18.
My AC is 30.
Yeah. All right. This silver group is going to try and attack Lucifer. They rolled a 17 to damage. Naz, what's his AC?
Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
Did Nez vanish for the
Oh,
moment?
I'm muted. 17.
17. All right, so the forks land a hit against Lucifer. They do 9 piercing to poor Lucifer.
On.
Creed,
Um,
you know that if
Am I allowed to... Can I actually make you not do that?
Not do what? How so?
I have protection. While wielding a shield on a creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet, you can use a reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
The creature has to be... Is it, say, the creature or the person you're defending within 5 feet?
A creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you'd put disadvantage on the silverware.
I'll be honest, I have never had the opportunity to do this before. No one's ever been this close to me in battle.
Yeah, so the silverware would then miss because Creed would just bubble up and protect Lucifer. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so the armoire is going to roll its ability, and it's going to try and grapple Lucifer. And it gets a dirty 20 to grapple Lucifer.
Well, shit, sorry. I tried.
first getting hung out to dry.
God. And no, Lucifer's just getting grappled there.
So you guys see Lucifer get yoinked into the armoire, as now the armoire has Lucifer inside on a hat, like on a hanger, hanging there like a folded up shirt.
That's a mental image.
Whoop, nope, don't move it, Darian. Move my map. Thank you.
All I can imagine is freaking Lucifer like screaming out Morse code, "I need an adult."
I was thinking that if this fight Creed picked gets Lucifer too badly damaged, Nez is gonna fork Creed up.
That he would. That he would. All right. This silverware here is going to try and strike Okros. With a 16.
It fails.
Their forks, they try to pierce your mighty lion skin and they fail. The candlestick here doesn't attack, but begins to burn a flame. And we're going to... Where is the thing I need? Not deafened. Where is it? There it is. Bonk. As the candlestick begins to burn brighter and brighter as it's sitting there between Okros and Creed. The chest goes to grapple Okros and lands with a 26 to grapple.
So this is contested athletics?
Yes.
Right.
Try not to get eaten by the chest.
Let me double check. I only get advantage on that if I'm raging, right?
Yes, only when you're the Angie boy.
Okay. Then I did not rage, so I do not roll twice for this. 9 plus 12, 21.
You
Yeah.
guys see Okros get pulled halfway into this large wooden chest as he is now grappled by the living chest.
So before we continue, Burn, I have a question.
Yes.
These contested checks, how would I roll those in my character sheet?
You would just click athletics.
Okay.
The
Thank
plus
you.
number next to your skill.
Very good.
Or
Alright.
for whichever skill that the
Yeah, whatever it
thing
is.
is for.
Athletics.
Oh god, I have a
acrobatics.
-2 to that.
Uh-oh. Shouldn't have said that.
Keep all the furniture away from me.
Should have said that.
The things you shouldn't say out loud.
All right, and that is all of the objects' turns. Okros is halfway in a wooden chest. A candlestick is burning brightly, and Lucifer got folded like a shirt and is inside an armoire, which brings us to Nez.
Well,
You
almost
should
want to just go
shoot-
fuck this town and fireball it.
You should shoot the armoire on the back of the head like it's a dissident of the Soviet Union.
Honestly, that's actually what I was about to do. I was going to use incendiary rounds at level 4.
All right.
So here's an interesting question.
Uh-huh.
And this is relevant before you do that, Nez. So, when they eat stuff, do we still see it when they open back up?
Yeah, like when they open the door, you see Lucifer folded like a shirt hanging on a hanger.
Okay. Very important, Nez. You might not want to light the wooden armoire on fire.
Light the armoire on fire where Lucifer is a fire.
We don't know what happens to stuff when this thing dies. And, I mean, like, Lucifer is kind of like your surrogate child. And I'm pretty sure burning your child to death, and it's because it was stuck inside a sentient armoire, probably is going to cause you some trauma. Don't get me wrong,
Is
it'd be great to
Lucifer
have
not
someone else.
fireproof?
I mean, how do we know? Like,
I mean,
what
he
happens
was
when...
normally-
But
not a
in his
robot?
folded form, who knows?
Yeah, like,
Oh, that's fair.
don't get me wrong, it'd be nice to have someone else in this party suffering through some trauma, but, like, not like this.
Not like this.
Not like this. Not like this.
That also makes me question whether it's safe to destroy that armoire if he's folded inside it. I could blast it to pieces, but does that mean Lucifer would end up in pieces
But
too?
you guys say that. I destroyed an armor yesterday and then gave the guy back his cloak. Not yesterday, last.
Yeah, but they're
That's
closed.
you know what I mean.
True.
They're closed. They're not sentient. Oh,
But they were in one piece and undamaged is his point.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out before you light the thing on fire.
But does that mean if we do that, that Lucifer will be permanently in clothing form? Will Nez have to wear Lucifer?
Side note, that'd be pretty hilarious, actually. Walk around like a scarf, and out of nowhere, it just fires like a laser at someone and kills them.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny.
I'm kind of okay with where this thought train is going.
I'm
I'm
really not
loving,
against this
I'm
thought train
loving the
either.
fact that you guys are just acting like an AI generator and you're giving me stuff to work with. This is perfect.
Work
Yeah,
with it. We want to
I
see
just-
what you come up with.
I just want to point out a potential outcome before you light it on fire. Ultimately, it's your call what you do.
Do your thing.
I'm just saying, worst case is he should be fine because I know he's good with fire. And worst case is I have to rebuild him.
Who's to say?
But my first target, though, which is
I
still my
only
first
knew you
target,
for
is the
short,
goddamn
but
cart.
I respect it.
Still firing on the card like, no, get rid of it.
So let's see. First roll is a 10 plus a 10, so that's a 20.
Yeah, you'd hit the cart.
And I'll roll for damage right off the rip on that. That's what? 1d6. LV6 for the cart.
All right. So cart's a little singed. Land is shot. It's definitely there is a little bit of the flames happening on it, but nothing too extraneous.
All right, I got 4 more rays still, so let's see. 17.
That would hit the cart. Yep.
And that's 7
All right.
damage. An 18.
Yep.
And another 7.
All right.
That's 3. So I got 2 more.
Also, I just realized I don't know if these count as constructs or structures or something, but I should do double damage to them if they do. Yeah. I forgot about that.
I'm not sure if they count as constructs because they're sentient, mundane items. But I think I would give the bigger ones definitely the construct rule. Maybe not the smaller ones. Like the armor and the chest would probably definitely count as it, or anything larger. Just for sake of
next roll.
clarification. What up? What
Was
you?
a 25 for 8.
Yeah. That's a hit on the cart.
And then a 28 for 10.
Yeah, so you land all 5 shots into this cart. And it's definitely, it looks like it's cooking a little bit. The movement underneath the linen cloth is definitely starting to increase in frequency as things are starting to panic. And as your turn comes to a close, and it falls to the last step in initiative, you hear voices yell out from the inn, "Hey, that's our stuff!" As you see the 2 bards standing in the window pointing at the cart, their mouths agape, their eyes wide. Actually, the one in the fancy frock coat just point at it and just go, "Bad!" And you see almost a cloud of frost float over the cart, extinguishing the flames.
I'm sorry, what did he shout? Because you cut out for me.
He shouted bad. Like,
Okay, cool, thank you.
as a cloud of frost covers the cart for a moment, extinguishing all the flames. The damage has been done, but it is no longer on fire.
So I have a question
Yeah.
before my turn comes up. Can I aim at those bards from here?
You cannot. There's too many things in between you and them.
Fucking. That's all I had. Sorry for interrupting.
All right, that actually brings to the top of the turner with you, Mr. Darian.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna do Eldritch Blast again, and I'm doing all 3 shots at this candle because it's too close to my lion man. It needs to fucking die.
All right, you're gonna need to roll the hit. Make it happen.
So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Does a nat 20 get the bonus?
Yeah, so your total would be 20 plus whatever the number is, and you would
All right, so I
double
rolled
the
a-
damage you do.
29, and 18, and an 11.
So the 18-11 one hit, the nat 20 hits, of course. So you can either roll your damage once and double the result, or you could roll your damage twice and add it together. Up to you.
I'll roll the damage once. I rolled a 9, so that's an 18.
Alrighty. Alright. So you damage the candlestick significantly, where the candle has fallen out of it, and the fire that it had, the glow, dissipates. So the candlestick is still there, but it is no longer burning brightly. It is now just a
Excellent.
candlestick with no candle.
It's not a threat to the lion man. He can do his thing. Very good.
Bringing us to Creed, unless, Adarian, you'd like to move yourself, as you still have that in your bonus action. Zoe.
Is that a no?
I'm sorry, were you talking to me? I was doing
Yes.
something else.
I'm talking to
What's
you.
up?
Do you want to move or use your bonus action before you
No,
pass
I'm
down?
good. I'm done.
Okay. So pass it to Creed. Mr. Creed?
And sorry, I was distracted talking to someone. I apologize.
Hmm. Um. Hmm. So the chest attacking Okros, it's like a steamer trunk size.
Yeah.
So say steamer trunk or footlocker.
It's a steamer trunk. And Okros is halfway inside it.
Is
You
it
can't
made of
fit all
wood?
the way. Yeah, it looks like it. Has some nice metal corners. Maybe some leather stitching here and there. The inside is nice and soft, though. It's got like some nice velvet cushioning. But otherwise, it looks like it's made majority of wood.
Don't tell Akros that. He might go in it and take a nap.
That man cannot fit in a steamer chest. I don't care what he says.
I hate to say it, he is a cat.
I was gonna say, yeah. Have you ever seen a cat curl up? You'd be surprised if they can fit in when they want to.
Everyone knows cats are made of liquid.
I don't know about that. That was no.
Real
No.
question is, do we want him to crawl in there?
Also no. But good question.
All right. Carson sent in 69 bits. Thank you. Said, happy Friday, friends. No fun fact for today. Just hug your people. Life is short. It's a good message. Good message. All right, Mr. Creed.
Alright.
You got a steamer chest, a broken candlestick, and silverware surrounding you.
Going to throw. He's going to throw a hand. Or try to throw a hand axe at the steamer trunk.
All right. Roll the hit. Hopefully you don't hit Okros.
That's a 22.
All right, you hit the steamer trunk. Hatchet lands with a solid thunk into the main body of it.
Does 5 damage.
Very good.
Then, all right. Creed is going to spin, drawing the Crucible of Sin, and he's going to try to nail the armoire's hinges
All right.
on one of its doors.
That is going to be a very precise hit. So you're going to have to definitely hit a higher AC. So roll to smack.
Nat 20 plus 7.
That will do it.
And then just to double down.
Are you smiting?
Of course I am. The question is how hard am I going to be doing this? You know what? What the heck? It doesn't matter in the grand scheme.
So you would double your melee damage and your smite damage, by the way.
All right. So let's see. That's going to be it's 8 for smite, so 16, and then technically it's supposed to be 4d6, but only did 2. So it comes out to 14, 28, and what did I say before? 9?
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of damage, at least like 35.
So
Specifically to the hinges on one side to open up
Alright.
the armoire.
All right, so with the amount of power you just put in to smack just the hinges, you go to hit this armoire as you spin, draw, and slamming it down upon them. And you hit the hinges. You blow the doors off, but you also blow the top of the armoire off as the hanger that was holding Lucifer flies into the air as he flutters down, landing in front of Nez, now a scarf. The armoire, for all intents and purposes, is deceased.
All right, look, Nez, I got him out, all right? I did my part. I don't know how you're going to turn him out of his scarf, back into a turret, but, like, good luck, buddy. I did my part.
I'm just gonna look at it right now and go, huh? Just gonna pick the scarf up if you let me. It's not my turn.
Yeah, I mean, you just pick the scarf up as a free action, you wrap it around you, and you can hear Lucifer still talking to you, though he is a scarf.
Like, all right, we'll figure this out, buddy.
So he is on
In the
your
meantime,
person.
you've gotten a massive upgrade, I think. Hopefully.
Mayhaps.
Mayhaps.
Mayhaps. Anything else, Mr. Creed?
Oh.
All right.
Unfortunately, there's not much else I could do.
I mean, you hit an Armoire for 35 damage. That's pretty impressive.
You did fantastic, Mr. Creed.
All right, Mr. Okros, you were still being grappled by a steamer trunk as you heard a hatchet thunk into the side of it. And then a massive thunderclap that you did not see the result of.
Well, I'm going to rage. And then I'm going to, at this point, would it be strength or athletics?
To play this evaluate, it would still be athletics, because you're raging, it's now at advantage. So go ahead and just roll to break the 26 that he had on you before.
Alright.
And hello, Fallen Angel. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Move this way up. Area to roll. Well, my first roll was 26. And the other one was lower than that.
So you got 26?
Yep.
Yeah, you break out of its grasp. You just come screaming out of the top of the steamer trunk, throwing your arms back as the lid flies backwards open, as you are just screaming bloody murder as barbarians do.
I wish that was animated. It would be beautiful.
And now that they've made the terrible mistake of bringing folks more, I am going to use thunderous blows on my first attack to push if I hit them, push these guys 5 feet here.
Right.
And move into his position.
Okay.
And I got a 28 to hit.
With a nice underhanded golf swing, you hit that group of silverware, knocking them away from you into the spot near Creed. If they could be dazed, they would look dazed, but they're also forks and spoons, so they're just still being forks and spoons.
Alright, and then I move into this position and I need to roll damage as well.
Yes.
2, 1, 10 damage.
Yes, this was a injured silverware group, so they have been eliminated as they are thrown backwards, as silverware clatters in front of Creed, kind of spreading into the dirt in front of them. And I am doing well, Angel. Thank you for asking. Running these goobers through fighting a bunch of sentient mundane objects.
And on that note, for my second attack, I would like to activate the Great Equalizer.
Uh-huh. The Great
So that I can hit
Equalizer.
every enemy in range.
Very good. So you'd hit the candlestick, the steamer trunk, and the silverware, and the cart. All at once.
Yep.
Very good.
And I think the cart's big enough to count as a construct.
It is. It is. So the cart and the chest would count as constructs for the sake of your damages.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I wasn't here for him gaining it. What's the Great Equalizer?
Are you talking historically or in this context?
Either. Whichever one answers the question.
It was one
historically.
of his abilities.
Oh, cool. Okay. Sorry for interrupting.
My apologies. I was thinking actual like IRL. I was gonna say, I believe that would be the firearm.
Oh,
I didn't mean to
it
ruin
was the
your
boon he
mental
got.
progress. I was just curious.
indeed. But yes, and I got a 13 plus 25 to hit.
Yeah, you would hit
Oh, but nice.
everything around you. Easy.
Excellent. All right. That's 6 and a 5 plus 7, so 18 damage, doubled for the trunk, and so 32 damage for the trunk and the cart.
Yeah. So
18.
you smash the silverware into the steamer trunk as it clatters to the ground. The candlestick, in its weakened state, is knocked across the area where you were fighting and is removed from combat. The steamer trunk explodes into splinters, just completely decimated, and the cart snaps in half from your strike as the center of it just kind of gives out as you see all the items kind of pull to the center, the linen cloth over top it just kind of pulling it down in. It is broken. It is significantly broken.
Can I see the bards in the window?
You can. You can see just their sad, sad bard faces.
I glare at them.
Very good.
I guess that's my turn.
Very good.
Wait, yeah, because I still only get 2 attacks per turn.
Yes, because you haven't shot yourself with your adrenaline yet.
Yes.
Yet. Dun 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 dun. All right, so that brings us to the cart slash spawner, as well as the silverware, as we're going to see what pops out. Aha. And then a little ha-ha. Very good. A new challenger enters the field. Hatrax. As well as another armoire.
Here we go again.
Fucking Creed. Grand Theft Auto 4. Oh, shit. No, not Grand Theft Auto 4. San Andreas, that's what it was. Oh,
I mean,
shit.
potato,
Here we go
potato.
again.
Bloody hell, here we go.
Oh, bah. Fun fact, the sum of odd numbers is always a perfect square. Why are you putting math facts in my chat, Blackbird?
I just looked up fun facts. The other one was more interesting. I thought this was scientifically interesting, which you
It
would
is.
like.
Yes, it is.
I also have a fun animal one,
Interesting.
which is that koalas are the only other animal outside of primates to have fingerprints.
That scans. Thank you for the fun fact. The Armoire is going to try and steal something from you. It got a nice, crisp 23 to grapple. So I need you to roll me a... well, in this case, it would be a contested sleight of hand. So it'll still be a 23, but it's a contested sleight of hand.
That was 4.
That's a 10. What is he stealing from me?
Your buckler. The fackler, to be specific.
Mm-hmm,
The buckler strikes again.
Leave the buckler be.
No, the Armoire steals it, and it gets hung on a nice little hanger with gentle care.
Does he hurt me when he does that? Or does it hurt me when he does that?
No, magical hand waving.
Ah, alright.
All right, so
I'm going to get that back one way or another.
the Armoire closes its doors at you menacingly.
I can't. It can't close its doors. It's missing one.
No, this is a new Armoire.
It's a new one.
It's
Yeah,
a new.
you
Oh, I got
shattered
it.
the other
Oh,
one.
I was hoping it was somehow still alive and still trying to steal from me.
You took the top of the one.
Oh.
You did 35 damage and a
Yeah,
critical
well-
strike.
You know, I was kind of hoping that I would have the satisfaction, like ripping it apart with my bare hands.
I mean,
but
you can rip apart this one with your bare hands.
it's not the same.
It's not the same, he says.
No, it's not the same.
It's not the same. The silverware is going to move up and is going to try and poke Nez. Gets a 14 to hit. The
I
spoons
have
attack.
an AC of 16.
Yeah. So the spoons just kind of clink against your armor with vengeance. Vengeance in their tiny silverware hearts. And
Just
then
looking at him like, don't worry, you're getting payback.
and then the hat racks attacked, which was fun to make these because they're monks. So flurry of blows all the way around. So the first hat rack here is going to hit Creed 4 times. What's your AC now? The buckler is gone.
24.
Very good. First strike is a critical. Second strike is a miss. Third strike is a hit. Fourth strike is a miss.
I fucking tabbed over just in time to see that nat 20 roll. I was like, fuck it out.
You saw it just out of the corner of your eye. Oh yeah. Oh, it's because it's still. Oh, it's not hiding it. Shit, you've been seeing
Oh,
all of that roll. No, I forgot to click the button.
Fool of a took.
Yeah, basically. All right. First damage is 12. Second damage is 6. So you take 18 in total from the first hat rack Creed. The second hat rack here misses its first strike, misses its second strike, misses its third one, and then lands its fourth one. Dealing 15. Okros, the one in front of you, is going to try and do a big swing. Lands his first, misses his third, or second, lands his third, misses fourth. Wow, they really just can't land all of them to save their lives, can they? 14
have lives.
bludgeoning. So that's before it's reduced because you're in rage.
Yeah, thank you.
And this hat rack here is going to zoop towards a Darian. And then that brings us to the top of the order with a Darian.
Oh. I didn't get the goal.
Oh, that's right, Mr. Nez. Yes,
All right.
of course. Hold on, it's Mr. Nez's turn. I forgot Nez was at the very bottom of the
Don't
turn
worry.
order. You silly man.
It's been far for like my rolls lately. Like just being last for initiative right now.
Yeah, unfortunately. You'll have your time again. It'll be fine.
Yep. So let's see. I'll let Creed get his buckler back, as I don't feel like being the cause of his buckler turning out like Lucifer.
That's fair.
I will just use again my incendiary rounds, and I'll aim the first one at the silverware that went at me.
I just imagine the spoons like attacking your armor as you pull the dread and point it down at them. It just I'm sorry, Benny from Fallout New Vegas. I didn't realize you were going to be here today.
That's a 15 for the first.
That's a miss, unfortunately.
It's a 21.
That's a good one.
And that damage will be 4.
All right.
And then that's a 12, so that'll be a miss.
That is.
And then since I got one more roll for the level 3. A 26
That is a hit.
for 10.
You melt the silverware, and it is removed from the battle.
I'm starting to get your revenge, Lucifer.
You hear a number of beeps and boops from Lucifer as he seems like he can still take actions even in this form.
That's the case. I want to move. Oh, I forgot I got that up right now. Did I not delete? Can I delete that now? I'm just going to move right here and then cone. Oh, that'll hit him though.
You're a shockwave cone.
No, I mean, if Lucifer can do the attack, I was going to do the flamethrower cone, but that'll hit. Oh, gross. Unless I can do. There. Actually, I can aim it like that and it not hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't hit either of them.
So then that's a DC 17 save.
Alrighty. Let's do a little bit of that. Oh, yeah. He fails it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Again. It has it hit so long, I actually forgot what the damage does. Let's see. 2d8. 7. 10.
All right. So you incinerate Hat Monk 1, moving him from the battle, and you catch the cart on fire fully this time as it begins to burn very quickly. Much to the dismay of the bards inside the tavern, who are just now going, "No! Not our free stuff!" As they're just now like sad puppy dog eyeing against the glass, watching as it's just burning to a cinder.
Nez just smiles, seeing that they're upset.
All right, and that brings us to a Darian. Now, Zoe. Eldritch
No, I heard
Blast.
you. Give me just a second. Sorry.
You're good.
Okay, so I'm gonna aim for the hat rack. I'm gonna hit it with all of my Eldritch Blasts.
Which hat rack? There's 3 of them.
The one closest to me.
Very good. Don't forget, if you hover your mouse and you right-click, you can do a little pointer.
Very well. Sorry, I'm still getting accustomed to things.
You are fine. That's why I give you tips.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Now roll to hit the hat rack with your Eldritch Blast, a sentence I didn't think I'd
Indeed.
ever say
One
on this
second. I'm
channel.
looking for it. I'm on the wrong tab. Damn it.
Ah, cringe.
I rolled a 16, a 28, and a 29.
Yeah, 2 of those would hit.
I rolled a 13 and an 8 for damage.
13 and 8 for damage. Very good. All right, that would hit this hat rack, and it would severely wound it, chipping away at its wooden body. But it is still standing, still very hat rackish, very full of splinters. Would you like to do anything else, Zoe, before you pass turn?
No, thank you.
Very good. Mr. Creed.
Grabbing a monster.
Like the drink or the armoire?
Drink.
All right, very good. Listen, I have to make sure of these things sometimes.
Been a long week and I'm not falling asleep.
Fair.
All right. You know, I have to say, you killed the only hat rack I didn't want you to kill.
Collateral damage.
I had a great plan, and you ruined that by killing the hat rack right in front of me.
There's still one within arm's reach.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So here's a question. Am I allowed to do something with someone else on their turn?
What do you mean? Like, if you want to prepare something and, like, co-op attack a target, or explain
Yes.
to me, you're like, if you and Okros want to team up on something kind of situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Okros. You wanna hit one motherfucker with another motherfucker?
You have my attention.
What I want to do is I want you to pick one of these, and I'm gonna like try to take it out at the knees, and I want you to grab it and spin it, whip it into the armoire.
All right.
Sound like something you're down for?
You?
All right, how do we do this?
So, are you having him use a hat rack to hit the armoire, or using you
Yeah.
to hit the armoire?
No, not me. Use a hat rack.
Okay, so then what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to get it off the ground.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So you're gonna try and like launch it into the air so he can just crack it. Is that what I'm?
Yeah,
Okay.
grab it and just turn it whoop, right into the armoire.
All right. So it's gonna be both of y'all going at the same time, essentially. So Creed, you're going to have to grapple the armoire, and you're going to have to yeet it towards Okros. So I need you to give me athletics to grapple and yeet. And Okros,
right.
it's going to be the same thing for you to grapple and swing.
Come on, baby.
All right.
Yeah, it's a 21.
All right.
Yeah, here's a stupid question. This thing doesn't have arms.
Listen,
How?
life finds a way.
All right.
But it,
I got a 31.
yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it's. I'm not even gonna roll for the hat rack. So yeah, Creed, you are able to grab the armoire as you turn in place and kind of point it towards Okros. As you try to lift it, like to throw it, and you're like, gonna throw your back out. So you just kind of turn while holding it, and just kind of give it a toss. Okros, you easily grapple the hat rack, and so I will give you advantage on the strike to use the hat rack to bash the armoire. Again, words I never thought I'd have to say in this campaign, but here we
Hey,
are.
look, you encourage creativity, and so far my odds are either get unbelievably lucky and I insta kill this thing, or I let the guy who's already, I assume, ripped his shirt open and is trying to throw things.
You know what?
It'll do. And on that note, 26.
On that note, by the way, 26. Yeah, so in synchronized fashion, Creed, you grab the armoire, turn, and kind of get it off the ground, your hands away from it. As Okros, you see Creed's movements. You grab the bottom of the hat rack as you turn and just cudgel the armoire with it as they both shatter into pieces. The hat rack splitting in twain as the armoire falls broken as the fuckler rolls out of its internals.
Ah, the fuckler returns!
I'd like to use my bonus action.
Uh-huh.
When it rolls out, I'd like to try to do the sick, like, kick up thing and catch it.
Oh, the Captain America thing?
Yeah.
All right, just for my own sanity, just roll me athletics for fun.
Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Yeah, you do it. It falls out of the armoire, and you just step on the back, and it flies up, and you just catch it on your arm as it reattaches.
Sick. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop in this session. I'm doing a lot of things I want to do.
We'll see. All right, so Creed, that was your action. Okros, you still have another attack. So you can hit the cart or the hat rack in front of you. Up to you.
I am going to try to get rid of the cart and its spawning bullshit. That is a 15 to hit. That wasn't a very good. Oh well.
You would swing into the cart, but the hit just kind of glances off of a already breaking piece of wood, so it doesn't look like you do any additional structural damage, but you do knock some additional planks into the center of it. So it definitely hit something, but not what you were aiming for.
I still have my bonus action?
Yes, you do.
Adrenaline. I still have the adrenaline shot, I think, right?
Yeah, you do have, I think, 3 potions of haste still.
Oh yes, it's the haste potions I have now. I already used the adrenaline. I have the haste potions still. Excellent. I will use a haste potion then. Because I'm kind of tired of this thing spawning a bunch of stuff.
Fair
Did
enough.
not give you it.
Yeah, so you, for your bonus action, just pull a haste potion out, pop the cork, and down it, and you are now hasted for the next 10 minutes.
Alright. And does that give me 2 attacks this turn, or does that take back next turn? I can't, right?
It would give you, I would say it would give you another action. So you would technically start with 2 next turn, but this one you would just gain an extra 1.
Okay. Then I will do another attack then.
Very good.
That is a... Oh, that's a dirty 20. That's not as bad.
Yeah, that's a hit into the cart.
Okay. Blech. 4, 7, 11, 22 damage.
Very good. And your... so the cart looks definitely broken. The pieces are falling inward. The wheels are turned in. It's on fire. You've cracked it. You're hearing tiny screams of silverware and other objects as the fire is creeping towards the linen. You do have 1 attack left from your second action. It looks like the cart is on its way out. If you wish to strike it again, you can. Otherwise, you can turn it to something else.
And kind of want to grab the hat rack behind me and overhead swing it at the cart.
You know what? Because you're hasted, I'll give it to you because it's funny. So roll to grapple the hat rack.
Okay.
The only fight we're using things to bash other things where it makes sense.
Yes. Yes. It finally is the thing that is happening. So that is a 29.
Let's see if the hat rack can even resist the grapple. Very small chance. No. So yeah, you pick it up and use overhead swing it down into the cart as the hat rack just explodes into splinters. You're holding the bottom of it as it's just broken to nothing. The cart falls in on itself as the linen cloth just stops moving entirely as the fire fully engulfs it. So the cart, I would say, for all intents and purposes, has become the broken and no longer capable of spawning.
Yes. That's the end of it.
Which then brings us to Nez.
Which just leaves that last hat rack up there.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Stuff right there. And I am going to fire the dread at it.
Very good. Roll the hit.
That is a 4 roll. I rolled a 12 total.
That is a miss on the hat rack.
Then... Oh, that's a level a little bit. So Lucifer's going to use the flamethrower.
Very good.
So then the DC of 17.
Alright, let's see if he can dodge it. He does.
So I rolled 14 damage, so then 7.
Yeah, and then he just bursts into flames because he's made of wood. So, the final hat rack goes down as there are no more objects around you that are willing or capable of doing combat. The cart has broken in on itself and is now fully engulfed in flame. The bards are sad as they kind of turn away from the window, sulking further into the inn. As the the sheriff, quote unquote, Cobblepot, wakes up to the carnage that surrounds him. Splinters and broken silverware all over the place. The cart on fire. As he just looks at everything, he goes, I say you've done it right. Then it's... Do I have a plunger on my face? Oh, that's all I remember before I fell on this ground here. Why is there a hoof print on my face?
People who drove the cart by were less than careful.
Ah. Unfortunate. But it seems that everything's right down then. I'll speak to those two boards, I will, figure out what's going on with them. Although I say, it looks like everything's shaping up well. It looks like the marketplace is underneath some control. And then, of course, the cart here full of those nefarious knickknacks have been dealt with accordance to the law of warriors, which is all fine and good. As he stands up, he looks at you, Nez, and just goes, What is that thing around your neck?
Well, it was Lucifer, but an Armoire'd grabbed it, and now it's a scarf.
Lucifer got upgraded. Don't worry about it.
He walks over to the scarf, he touches it, and he pulls it off your neck and just like snaps it like you would snap open a folding chair, and Lucifer just like pops back into full existence.
I'm just gonna like cock my head like, wait, what?
It seems I haven't been around these parts long. It's been many a times we've had, pets and such taken by the Armoire'd. It's if they get folded in like that, you just give them a good old snap, and Bub's your uncle. So,
Who made the joke was being Looney Tunes? Ugh. Sorry, continue. My apologies.
watch out for those portable hose then, because there's a few of those walking around. They tend to make it unkindly for folks that ain't watching where they step. But I'm gonna go figure out what's going on with this cart that was brought in, and then we still have the Wizard's Tower. You could try and figure out what this is going on for, but it seems relatively in control for the time being. And so Compa just kind of waddles over to the inn, and as he steps inside, you hear him start yelling up a storm as he's cursing the bards that brought that cart of mundane items and pilfered more from the Wizard's Tower. And as the four of you are just kind of standing around, surrounded by this cartoonish expression of what was considered a combat, you feel like there's nothing really else you can do here. You could go and investigate the Wizard's Tower if you wish. You could also just leave and not worry about it.
Alright, so my vote is to investigate the Wizard's Tower. Not for myself, but because I think we can find some stuff for Nez.
No, I was about to say I'm done with this town, and now you have me intrigued.
I said I was done with this, and then they pulled me right back in again.
Look, I want to see if you and I can find some way to add damage, like magic damage to Lucifer. I'm still getting used to names. Apologies.
It's all good. As soon as we can get back to the Valkyrie, I still have one of the flamethrowers too, from a warden. For one of those, yeah. One of these days, Lucifer will get upgraded by a warden flamethrower.
Yeah, so that's basically the choice you guys got. There's the Wizard's Tower you could go investigate to try and figure out why all these mundane items are coming to life and where they're coming from. Or you can simply continue on with your original mission.
Is the Wizard Tower on the map? Is it 3?
No. The Wizard Tower is far north. It is a few miles away from this specific area.
Well, agreed.
It makes no difference to me, fundamentally. And rather bluntly, I'd rather just end this weird bullshit. Though, if that's where it's coming from, so be it.
Mayhaps we find a solution there.
I have a rather sneaking suspicion that when we get there, we're going to find out as the result of one of the damned gods.
True, but we may also find some advantage against.
Hello? Advantage, and then you just cut out.
Oh, sorry, I might have hit mute too soon. I said true, but we may also find some advantage against them.
Oh. I wish the cat was still here.
Who?
The one that would want to shoot everything.
Oh, if the cat was here, I would go in and beat the crap out of these two stupid bards. Because I know he would happily enable me to do it.
I want you to know that in spirit, I support you to attack whoever you want.
I'm not supposed to. I'm a paladin.
Yeah, no, he's.
Okay, so if I attack the bards, will you join me?
Well,
I'd be
actually, I
obligated
could
to stop you. But the cat would know what to say to antagonize me and make me justify this.
Hey, Creed.
Give me just a second.
No, jeez.
What would...
I think I got an idea.
Yes, Nez, what is...
Hey, aren't those the people that had the cart that turned Lucifer into a scarf? Shouldn't they be arrested?
I agree with Nez. Those
They did.
barbarians. Those bards clearly incited all of this by stealing a bunch of things that did not belong to them. We should do something about that.
The problem with that is I have no proper thought. I have a solution that could benefit everyone. Creed is going to going to start walking towards the building they're in. As he's walking, he's going to go fast. While those hand catch his axe and just tuck that around the back. He's going inside.
Okay.
I guess. Does anyone want to follow me?
Oh, I'm following.
Oh, I'm following.
Oh, it's happening.
Okros is also following. He's gonna basically come inside the door and like rest on the side, like the frickin' come inside, walk to the side slightly, and rest against the side of the door, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
With my arms crossed and just walk.
Very good. So, as Creed, you enter the inn. You see the two bards that were there originally. And you see two more standing with them. The tall blonde elf and the ginger bard that was with them previously. Or that was at the bar trying to take a bar stool with him. Screaming something about the fact that this one is real. It's mine. You can't take her from me. As he's frowned at by the tall blonde one. And as you enter, you see the one with the large hat and the one with the decorated frock coat arguing with Cobblepot, back and forth about how we definitely didn't steal that. We brought it here to sell it because we found it useful. I don't know why you're upset. It brought these heroes to your town. Like, look at that. It's so useful that we did this. As they're going back and forth and back and forth, and as they see you enter, along with the rest of your party, kind of standing at the windows and in the doorway, watching intently, waiting for something to occur. The one with the very fancy-looking hat simply goes, "Pocket dust!" and throws a bag of dust at the ground towards Cobblepot and you as they dip out through the back. I need you and Cobblepot, which I will roll, to make a con save, please.
How close is he to me?
It's like 5 feet or so.
He gets a +2
Very good.
to his saving throw.
And then, as I can see Creed, so I'm gonna add flash though for the +4.
Very
Oh,
good.
don't worry about it. I got a dirty 20.
You're going to want that flash.
Really?
Hey, Burn, I have a question.
I may have an
I
answer.
wasn't taking it back.
I'm still well outside. Will I see it if they dip outside?
You would hear commotion, I imagine. Here, how about this? Roll me perception. Let's do that. We'll let the dice decide.
Good idea. Perception. Where's that at? +5. 13.
All right, you don't see them run out the back. You are distracted by coughing Cobblepot as well as a cussing Creed.
Understood.
So Creed, with the 24, you do not fall victim to the sneezing powder that is thrown at the feet of you and the rest of the patrons in the inn, who, all of them, including Collapot, succumb to it as they begin to cough and sneeze uncontrollably as the dust obscures the vision of the back of the inn. As you hear feet, but you do not see movement.
I mean, I know the first thing I'm doing if I see somebody throwing pocket dust down is I'm backing out of the front door.
Hello there.
Very good. Yeah, just slowly stepping away from all, just like, ha.
Yeah, checks.
And I don't suppose I hear them running off to the back, do I? Or is
You
that just
hear
what I-
you hear a number of feet moving as the people inside the inn are shuffling from the commotion. Cobblepot sneezing and coughing as he's trying to find his way. Creed is currently standing still, but there's a lot of feet moving. You can't really discern who it is, unless you want to try and give me a perception.
Alright. That is 15 plus 4, 22.
You hear a door slam in the back of the inn, and you can kind of hear the sound from the side of it.
Shame. It was literally as soon as we walked in the door, they did that, right?
Yeah, as soon as you walked up to Cobblepot,
Oh.
essentially next to him, they deuced you with the pocket dust.
Well, that kind of sucks.
I'm
I could have
going
cast
to-
compulsion. I could have stopped them from running.
Big sad. What you got,
I'm
Okros?
going to look over at Etheria and grin and say, seems the hunt is on, and then sprint around back.
Yes. As you sprint around back, you see the 4 bards running away as fast as they can. They're not running well. They do know how to run. They're not good at it. But they are making their way very quickly. And as you make eye contact with them, the tall blonde one punches the one with the large hat, saying, "How do you get us in trouble every fucking time?" As the one with the decorated frock coat just goes, "Shit!" And he waves his hands as they all disappear from your view. Even their footsteps and scent disappearing as they continue to run. Or as you imagine they continue to run.
I am going to throw just past where I last saw them the strange caltrop inactivated.
Here we go again.
Oh, alright. Alright. Alright, give me, you're gonna do a throw. Actually, let's do this. Give me a wisdom check, because you're gonna try and discern where the best spot is to throw this. Because I want to see if there's anything they can try and do to negate this. Otherwise, with how quickly that thing works, it's...
I'm sorry I was interrupted partway. What happened?
Hold on. It's going to be explained in a second once I get a wisdom check from Ogros.
So I got a 14, but I have a -1, so that's a 13.
Who's doing what, rather?
Okros is throwing the
Oh, great. Froze.
everlasting caltrop towards where the bards disappeared and are considered to be running. So with a 13 on your wisdom check, you've hunted animals and other creatures before with much more vigor than bards, so you can guesstimate within a few meters of where they could potentially be, and so you just huck the caltrop as it begins to expand in air as it lands, and as it lands, it is already a 30-foot square of caltrops. And no sooner do you see them all kind of hit the ground like a steel rain, do you start hearing swearing and just swearing and screams of pain as you can see some of the caltrops moving as it continues to expand all the way out to its 125 by 125 foot square of caltrops. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't think this. Wait, is
Oh.
this map
Oh
fully to scale?
no.
Is
Yeah. And so here, I'll give you a nice little representation of the bad times that are about to occur.
They sit on top of Lucifer.
I sit on top of Lucifer. So let's say you threw it here. By the time it lands and it just continues to spin, because it happens every 6 seconds, as you're standing, all of you see caltrops just kind of multiply around your feet.
I'm just basically just going to bellow out to the townsfolk to not move, and I'm just going, like, don't move and you won't be harmed, basically. I'm going to sit there and wait for them to slowly become visible.
Just don't leave your homes. Just stay inside.
Okro's hitting them with that biblically accurate angel quote, "Be not afraid."
Be not afraid of the replicating caltrops. Yeah, so you hear just swearing, cussing as there's like, fuck, they're everywhere. How do we, who, what, fuck, as the veil they had around them disappears. You see the four of them kind of standing in the middle. Can't hear me at all. What are you talking about?
So, wait, what? Zoe, can you hear us? Hello?
I mean, I'm not muted on the stream, so you should be hearing me fine.
No, he means in Discord, I think.
No.
Hello?
Check your output device.
Either way, you see the four of them standing in the middle of the sea of caltrops as they just kind of put their hands up. The one in the frock coat and the one in the big hat kind of giving you a sheepish grin like, oops. The one in the large hat looking at you and going, if you do punch us, not in the face, please.
Approximately where are they?
You can hear us now. Good.
They would be. Let me just put a little dupe down. Where's my bar de dupe? There it is. They are about here. So from where Okros was as he went around the back of the building and through the caltrop, it's centered more like this. But point standing.
So you said they ran out the back, right?
Yeah.
Is there a side door?
Not really. It's a front and back door. It's an inn. If there is a side door, you wouldn't know it.
I'm following them out the back, so.
You open the back door and you see the sea of caltrops all over the place.
Oh, wonderful. We're doing this again. It's going so well every other time they've been sent out.
And Creed, as you just kind of observe around you, you can see just a sea of caltrops that extends down the road to the north, the road to your east, the road down to the west where they were running, all over the the gardens and such, the farmland. It's just a sea of moving caltrops in every direction. You also see a shimmering mist reaching the northern part of the wood line here.
I'm gonna go pee before I piss myself.
That's smart.
A
Do that.
shimmering mist.
Yeah,
that's
that's definitely
not a
very
good sign.
Yes, a shimmering mist that is slowly making its way through the woods here. See if I can give you a nice little... Do a little blue. A little blue is always fun. A little... A shimmering mist that seems to slowly expand outward from the woods here.
Do I notice that with where I'm at?
You would definitely see it a little bit, but you would think it's just a trick of the eye. Unless you wish to investigate further, but you're also stuck in a sea of caltrops.
Yeah, no, my sight's not that great. So, again, if we had this cat,
If we had the cat with his cat eyes, this would all be sorted.
Captain Meowmix should have been here.
Captain
The one,
Melvix.
like the one encounter, the one session where it is fundamentally necessary to have him here, and he's not. So unbelievable.
How dare he have life choices that require his attention elsewhere?
Absolutely unacceptable.
Fucking
But
butts.
no,
Yeah, so what do you do here, Creed? What's your thoughts?
well, I had a funny idea as if I could see them. I was just gonna throw my sword at the one who tried to blind me. But kind of have buildings in the way.
Mm-hmm. It's
And-
like 30 feet or so.
I can do it.
Okay.
If all else fails, I throw a hand axe. The sword is just funnier and sends a message.
I didn't realize we were in Modern Warfare 3. We were doing cross-map throwing knives again.
There's a really funny video I
Oh,
have
God.
where it's like somewhere in, I think it's in the Middle East.
Uh-huh.
These two dudes like try to do a ding dong ditch on a dude's house, and they're running away giggling, and you just hear a gunshot, and one of the guys falls down, and the dude recording starts running faster. That's like a thing for the bards, except it's a sword.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just...
Oh, we got one over on the sheriff and the stupid paladin. Oh, oh!
Run faster, run faster!
Either that, or they're gonna stop running. I know. If I'm being chased by the police and a javelin nails the dude next to me, I'm done.
You're
I'm
just
not
gonna
running
give up.
anymore.
Just
Like-
good.
So we gotta. I can't even tell like Nez to go look at it because he can't move either.
Yep.
well, actually,
It's something like that. It's no, the fog is definitely coming towards this town, right?
Slowly, yes. Slowly.
but Darian's outside of it. Hey, Darian.
I'm not sure
Yeah,
if
so
he's
here-
returned yet.
Can I see at this distance anything moving in the fog?
No. You just see that the fog is kind of in between the trees, but nothing is moving in the fog. Though it is getting closer to the caltrops.
All right. So I took keen mind, so I remember everything I've heard for the past month.
Right.
Did Sheriff Calipod mention anything about a fog at the tower where all this crap came from?
Yep. That is the main concern, is that there's been a shimmering mist coming
Oh.
from the wizard's tower. After the wizard's assistant, I think it was Thurble, too young to be going bald, but that's the breaks, broke in with two dwarf thieves and stole a bunch of stuff out of it. And then the mist started to expand from the tower.
Mm.
They don't
Yeah,
know what it does, but
Creed's gonna put these two puzzle pieces together.
and what two puzzle pieces are those?
Both I and Creed don't want to let these idiots get away. But we're about to have a significant problem on our hands. Wait a minute, hang on. When you activate this thing, where does the originator go?
So in normal activation, you throw the singular caltrop, you say the power word, and it begins to expand outward from its origin point. The origin point being near where the bars were running. So if he activates it again, it would essentially all shrink back in to that origin point.
What to do here? By the way, now that you've brought it up, Okros, you know you make a very valid point. I think carrying me and throwing me are two different things, though. No matter how hilarious that would be, we gotta get rid of these things. But again, I don't want these idiots to get away.
Yeah. I pick you up, throw you, say the code word, you land safely with none of them there, you beat the shit out of them.
I hate the fact you're making sense here. I really do. I'm trying to do this logically, and man, you're making that difficult. I'm gonna be real. If you had taken Lucifer, this would be even better, because you could just throw... You know what? Fine. The Creed's gonna, like, stand up. Okros, do you see them?
Yes.
He's gonna audibly sigh. What's the fastest way to get me there?
By air, my friend.
Oh. And he's gonna visibly look uncomfortable. I know what you're going to do, and I really don't want you to. But those damned caltrops are about to be a problem.
Yes. I
Ugh.
can't simply dispel it and let them get away, but if you're closer, I can.
Be me. Be a dungeon master. Use friends as narrative devices, and then watch them get the crap kicked out of them by your other friends. The way the cookie crumbles around here, you know.
Kree is going to collapse the shield and sheath the sword and go, just do it.
All right.
All right, that is a 28 on my athletics.
All right.
Okay. I look, buddy. You don't have to burn things for dedicated roles to do this. I know.
I'm already raging still from everything else still happening, and I have advantage on athletics. I just rolled.
I thought you were saying like, dude, I'm already half maxed for this plan. Let's go.
I mean, also that I guess. All right.
Just do it.
So Okros, you easily throw Creed. I mean, Creed
as I
is still.
Throw him, I bellow out the safe word in goblin.
Yes, of course. The one goblin word Okros knows.
Yes.
and you throw Creed. Creed, you don't land exactly on top of them. You land within about, I would say, 5 to 10 feet of them. Like, you kind of land, hit the ground. Now, the question becomes here, how good are you at landing with style?
I'd like to do the 6 superhero landing, like the side slide thing, but I'm willing to bet I'm not going to do that well.
You can roll athletics and find out.
Yeah!
Dispense your shield
That's a
and do it Captain America
26!
style.
Yes!
Yeah, dispense your shield and do it Captain America style.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
Yes.
I want to bank down and, like, bounce off the ground, do, like, a sick flip, and land on my feet in front of him.
You just,
Oh,
as you're
yes.
coming into the ground, you open your buckler and you just pop yourself up off the ground with your whatever strength you have left from just this sheer act of Looney Tunes-esque physics as you combat roll yourself to a standing position in front of them, your shield open as the caltrops revert back to the single master caltrop near their feet. As they look at the ground, they look at you, and their hands are up and just go, "Hey, buddy." Just their grins kind of sheepish as they're kind of just standing there with their hands up like, you're not mad about the cart, are you?
To add to that, I was going to say that I was going to grab the caltrop and get ready in like a freaking sprinter's position to get ready to sprint up.
Yeah, it's as Creed lands, like Okor's just screaming up behind him like skirts Akira style. Yeah, that makes sense in my head, sure.
Especially since he has the host or
Yeah,
haste potion
he's still
going, too.
hasted.
Yeah.
The remnants of his rage burning within him as he just super Akira slides in front of the bards. Yeah, they're looking at both your hands up like, you're not mad about the cart, are you? Like, that was a great idea, right?
So, I get to choose the stance. Creed's just gonna stand there with his shield out like a riot shield, looking through it, and he's gonna casually reach over and just draw his sword. And he goes, "My level of anger determines entirely upon your next action. If you surrender," and he's gonna like slightly gesture with his sword hand,
Uh-huh.
"this stays at my side. But if you choose to try and run, or even better, fight, well, let's say yours is not the first blood this blade has spilled."
Yeah. Yeah, So, again, is this about the cart?
You know what? Hang on a second. I realize I can make this even better for them.
Uh-huh.
So, they
it
tried
good for
to. Were they trying to blind me or just make me sneeze really hard?
Make you sneeze real hard.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be a real big dick to these people.
Again, be a game master. Use friends as narrative devices. Watch your friends get pummeled by your other friends.
Hey, Okros, can you
circle
see in the
of life.
dark?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. I'm gonna cast darkness.
Very good.
They now can't see.
You hear one of them scream, "But I have dark vision!" as the darkness encircles them.
Not against magical darkness, you don't.
Well, see, that's the fun part, because if only one of you, I'm thinking about this other character, if only one of you has it, the other 3 don't, which means they can't see me. I can see in the dark. I also know about where you are now.
So as you cast darkness around them, and they're standing with their hands up, kind of asking if this is about the cart, and you cast darkness, where now Okros can no longer see into the sphere. Only you can, because even dark vision doesn't let you see through magical darkness.
Yes.
And so everyone but Creed can only really see as you hear a snap of someone's fingers as the darkness dissipates. And they're all still standing there like, yeah, is this about the cart? Like, we're sorry. We were trying to make a quick, like, do you want money? We could give you money.
You're to bribe a man of the law for money.
Not the first time.
What if I had a counter offer?
What's your counter offer?
Trying to think. He's gonna bring his sword hand back, kind of slip off his bundle of hempen rope, and toss on the ground. You bind your hands, and we take you into custody.
Or we can just, we didn't start this. We brought the cart in because it was free stuff.
You're probably wondering, what happens if we refuse the offer?
What happens if you need to make a charisma save? Both of you.
Yeah, that's a nat 20 plus 9 for 29.
All right.
I'm raging?
Have you hit anything in the last 6 seconds? As a matter, if you're raging, you still have to continue to do aggressive actions such as combat. But since you're out of combat,
oh, right,
it
true.
is...
I did sprint up and then I didn't hit.
Yes.
You also get a +2, buddy.
Well, with the +2, I got 16.
Okros, you no longer see them standing in front of you. You actually forget why you're standing on this road. You actually don't understand why Creed is yelling at nothing. And there's a bundle of rope on the ground. As they're all looking at you, Creed, like, again, is this about the cart? Like, if it's about the cart, wasn't ours to start with, and it was full of stuff that we could sell. If you really want to be mad at anyone, go be mad at the wizard's assistant. He's the one that started it. You know it, because we know it. That's why we took the cart.
How far away is this guy?
They're about 10 feet from you.
Sit down for a second while I look at something. All right. Let's see. You guys are really starting to annoy me. I'm gonna be real. I don't want to just murder him because that's bad and I'm a paladin, but
Nez, I would say at this point, you make it to as close as the woods as you want to go.
Alright, yeah, I've been, just slowly moving it just to,
Yeah, however close you want to be, you make it there. You're walking at normal pace.
Alright. I want to say I'm, right here.
And I guess I'm the furthest away from all this.
You could be walking with Nez if you wish. You kind of saw all this
I
happen.
did try to call you with me.
Yeah.
That would be for the best, yeah. Cool.
all right. I have an idea. I want to drop, reach back, and throw some.
Okay.
drop the sword. The blade goes into the dirt. Reach back, grab a hand axe, and whip it at Mr. Mouth.
As you do, it gets stopped in midair.
Ooh.
As you can see, the tall elf, his eyes are glowing white with what you can recognize as divine magic.
That's a problem.
As the one you call the mouth continues to ask, if this is about the cart, like, we can bring it back. Like, why are you being so aggressive?
You attempted to blind me.
No, I attempted to make you sneeze so that we could get away.
You also attempted to sell a bunch of magical sentient creatures that have done nothing but cause chaos to the town and harmed innocent people.
We didn't start selling them. Then if you want to go yell at the people who are actually selling the items, go talk to the marketplace that I know you walked past. They're the ones that have been selling things. Hell, you'd even go find the 2 dwarf thieves that are still in this town that turned this whole thing on to start with. Why are you coming after us for trying to have an entrepreneurship, sir?
Am I close enough to add to this?
Are you going with Nez, or are you going to Okros and Kree? Because you're still in the center of town.
I think I'm going with Nez.
All right. So you're staying with Nez as you're looking at the shimmering fog moving through the trees.
So I'm not close enough to add to this.
No, you are a good distance.
Cool, I'm gonna shut up now.
So
I guess I'm just sitting there very confused, looking at Creed.
you see a hand axe floating in midair, next to nothing.
Well, clearly something's going on, but what the fuck?
Morally, I can make the point, but I honestly can't argue with his logic. Technically, he hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
Still, tried to screw with me when I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just gonna ask him questions. Like, that's the whole point of me going in there. Instead, he tries to fucking well, from my perspective, try to blind me. Like, sure, he tried to make me sneeze, but like, no. Like, a child comes into your house and knocks your vase on the floor by accident. No, you still broke the vase, buddy.
That's not very paladin-like of you, trying to, strike a man down for just simply trying to start a business.
What I am and who I am are two entirely different things.
Okay. And we were just making do with what we had. And you still have to deal with that, as he points towards the shimmering mist up the road that you see your compatriots near.
I'm sure you had nothing to do with it.
We didn't. Thank you very much. I told you who did. Cobblepot, that waddling imbecile, told you who did. And yet you're pointing a sword at us for just simply trying to sell trinkets that may or may not be magical because of the mist that we went through.
I'll be honest, at this point, it's just sunken cost fallacy. I'm already committed to this. I've chosen. I literally went in to talk to these people, and I was forced to choose violence. So
You were not forced to choose violence. You just chose violence.
I counted a problem. I am a hammer. I only know to see things as nails.
Everything is a nail. Before you start up again, take a big think as we talk about Nez and Etheria and what they found at the wood line. So as Okros, you're staying there very confused as you are seeing Creed yell at air. Still very confusing to you. You're not entirely sure what's happening. Nez and Adarian, you guys go to the Willowlands. You see the shimmering mist coming through. You remember Cobblepot telling you that there was a mist approaching the town from the Wizard's Tower, and it was causing something to happen. Everything that it touched started to make things act strangely. And as you kind of approach the woods, you see in the woods things moving, but they're very small. You do happen to see the horse that ran away with the cart. They eloped and they're kind of sitting in the woods, just sitting there.
So you said that there's a whole bunch of like little things that we can see.
Yeah, you can see just a bunch of small trinkets and such moving. You see like a pocket watch running through the woods. You see some pine cones dancing in a circle. You see the horse that ran away with the cart. You see some like silverware that ran away that's kind of just moving through the wood lines. Just it's a bunch of just these items that seem to have just accumulated in the mist. Look, my son, everything the shimmer touches gets weird as shit. That is 100% correct, Rexus. Welcome to the weird.
My character's thinking like, God, I'd like to try and like collect some in like a vial. And then like my character also just thought everything's getting weird from touching it. Will it even be able to be collected?
Oh, questions, many questions. Yeah, so Nez and Darren, what do you do about this? You're seeing all this weird shit in the woods.
I'm just gonna kind of follow Nez's lead.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna try and collect some in a vial. Like my character's curious enough. Like it's gonna be a scientific experiment right now.
So you kind of step into the mist a little bit with your vial, and you kind of swing it through, and you cap it. And you got some inside the vial is definitely some shimmering gas of some sort. And yeah, that you got a vial of the shimmering stuff.
I'm just gonna be like looking, like waiting for the vial to come alive. Like, huh?
As you're inspecting it, all of a sudden it jumps at your face, hits the ground, and runs away. Rolls away. Doesn't have legs.
Can I roll a arcane check to try and figure out what's going on?
Oh, 100%.
I like to do that.
Oh, go ahead.
I rolled a 13.
You can tell that this is definitely some type of animation magic. You can't tell specifically what kind, but you can tell that it's powerful. And that whatever the mist touches gets weird as shit. But it looks like it only affects inanimate objects.
I think, Nez, we're just gonna have to get to the tower and figure out what the cause of this is.
That's where I'm at, and actually, I'd like to maybe try and figure out how to use this to benefit us.
Cool. I'll help.
Alright, so as you two stand in the woodline, as you've kind of deciphered what exactly is going on, you can see that the mist has a very specific pathing through the woods leading to the north. More than likely to the Wizard's Tower that Cobblepot spoke about, where the assistant had broken in with the Dwarven thieves. And as we flick back to the Bards, Okros, and Creed, the mouth, as you call him, goes... Creed, was it? I heard your name yelled at me at some point. Can I bring your friend back into the conversation? Because he's looking kind of dumbfounded.
I'm not the.
I didn't hear you. You gotta speak up through the that of you. You gotta speak up.
Sorry. Greed is. So how far out is the hand?
The hand
That's
axe
stuck in midair.
is 10 feet from you, stuck in the air.
In response, Creed is going to say "Foss" and hold his hand out, and it'll snap back into his hand.
Okay.
And he's going to reach behind him, slide it in place, pick up his sword, and then sheath it.
So is that a yes to bring your friend back into the conversation, or...
You're the one who took him out.
Listen, I'm just asking questions here. But, you know, if that's the case, and he snaps his fingers as Okros, you now see the four bards and can now hear and see what they're saying. As he goes, sorry, big guy. I tried to take you both out of the conversation. It only worked on you. It didn't work on him. Apologies. Your friend was being a little aggressive. Was trying to neutralize the situation. Tell him that we didn't start this fire. That wasn't our deal. We were just here to try and make a few coins. Sorry about the cart. It wasn't ours. Mist made shit weird. Cobblepot told you about it. Don't know why you come after us and not the thieves. Up to speed? Wonderful.
Indeed.
So,
He does make a valid point, though. Where are the thieves?
the thieves are at the bar. Last time I saw them, they were bragging about all the cool things they got. That one of them has like a talking grappling hook or some nonsense now. They sold a bunch of stuff at the marketplace, which kind of caused the comeuppance that you saw. You know, they brought back an armoire that assaulted somebody that I saw you deal with effectively, mind you. Very good work. But again, we, the four of us, had nothing to do with this. We just happened to come across the cart full of things that leapt into it, and we said, money. And now we're here. So we are going to, vacate the premises, as this was a mistake staying here. They didn't even really pay us for staying here. But point past it, we would like to leave without getting our faces crumped in for an honest mistake from one, adventurer to another.
Understandable. Where did you even get the cart from, though? If it is not yours.
It was just there by the houses where the mist has been settling in. It's been coming down from the Wizard Tower. It's come across a couple of farmlands on its way here. The cart was just kind of there. We didn't even need a horse. It just drove itself here.
Sorry.
Well,
I was switching discords. Apparently hit the wrong button, and it put me in a random BC.
Oof. Oof.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's the cart just kind of drove itself here. Did you not see that it didn't have a horse?
I presumed that was some form of magic on your part.
I wish I was that cool, but I'm not. I'm music cool. As he kind of gives you like finger guns, he's like, yeah, music. Because I'm a bard. But anyway, the thieves are in the building over there. Wow, we're going this way. Yeah? Yeah? Are we good?
If you are not the cause of this, then I do not see any issues.
what about you, Mr. Creed? Are we kosher? Savvy?
Go away.
I love to hear those words. And we vamos! As the four of them just begin to quickly power walk away from you down the road to the southwest. And once they get, I would say about 40, 50 meters away from you, one of them pulls out a blue stone and claps it in their hands as they disappear in a bolt of lightning.
Well, that was something.
Creed is going to reach up and pinch the bridge of his nose. We'll find out about this before.
Yeah, so with them gone, what do the two of you do? Do you want to meet up with your companions, or do you want to go track down those thieves?
Suppose we should see if we can't find them.
Luckily for your convenience, it's the building marked number 2.
Well, shall we then?
Off to you.
Whatever.
And Nez and Adarian, as you guys are kind of looking into the wood line with the fog, as you're kind of doing some arcana and looking it over and trying to understand what exactly is going on with it, you feel like you've exhausted your options without the rest of your party present. And as you guys go to make your way back towards the center, you see Okros and Creed walking with a purpose very quickly towards the bar, where you saw the ginger-haired bard walking away with the bar stool, which in this case on the map is marked as number 2.
Well, let's go see what they're doing.
So, Okros and Creed, you see Nez and Adarian catch up with you as you guys are standing outside the bar.
Did you guys get the bards?
More or less. They are not the cause of this, supposedly. But those who did cause it are in this building ahead of us, according to them.
All right. And then I was playing with the mist up there, and my vial became it became alive and jumped out my hand and rolled away.
Ah,
I think
might you say it's a vile being now?
I guess you could say that.
I really want to make everyone roll for psychic damage from that one, but I'm not
I don't get a
going to.
joke.
like a dad joke, like just psychic damage.
Just deals 1d4
I feel like-
psychic.
I feel like if you do that, I don't get the joke. So
You just be like, what? Just
Well.
brain is smooth, passes over, it's fine. Yeah, but Nez and Adarian, Okros and Creed basically fill you in that the bards were not the cause of it, that they told them that the two thieves that helped the assistant to the wizard are here in the bar celebrating their achievement after being paid handsomely by the assistant to steal some very specific items that triggered this whole cascade of unforeseen consequences. And that they're still here.
Oh, are you waiting on me?
No.
Okay.
Just waiting on anybody to do something.
Sorry, reading email. What kind of door is on this bar?
It's a wooden door. Pretty standard McStandard door.
Bro showed up with a bunch of weird magical things that are apparently evil, so... Is subtlety the way or not? You know, Adarian, it's your call. Do we try to handle this like polite, or do we just FBI raid him?
FBI raid them.
Okay, so gonna ask you to catch me up just a little bit as I had to take my headset off and move away for a moment.
The thieves that started this whole thing are in the bar you're standing in front of. And
Okay.
Creed is essentially asking you, do you want to go in subtle, or do you just want to FBI raid the bar and pull them out?
Okay, so is everybody here, or is it just me and Creed?
It's the four of yous. You're all there.
I'm gonna say we put up with a lot of shit at this point, and go fuck it, just FBI raid it.
Creed's going to extend the shield. Oh, Cruz?
13 and a half racially motivated Popeyes biscuits entering the AO.
Oh, Cruz. There's something I want you to know.
Oh, God.
Yes.
He's going to kind of do the conspiratorial lean in. I don't like that door.
Ah, excellent. Neither do I. And I kick it open.
You know, just for shits and giggles, give me a strength check.
Alright.
You hit the door so hard it blows inward and murders the man.
Listen, it's happened before.
I mean, it's very possible. I just rolled a 25.
Jesus Christ. So, Okers, you just step up to the door, and you just kick it as hard as you can. And it flies in and lands in the center of the bar. And as it slams into the ground, with the four of you kind of just stepping in very quickly, everything in the bar has stopped. You could hear a pin drop as everyone turns to you, eyes on. As the barkeep, just a short, stout man, just goes, "My door!" As he just kind of, hands up, just like, "Why? It was unlocked. We're open for business."
Where is the
I
magician's
didn't like the
assistant?
way it looked at me.
You mean Tristan? That dumb motherfucker? He's not here. But I can tell you who is. As he just points at the two doors in the corner, who are peddling items to people. And he goes, "Hey, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, you have visitors. And pay your
I'm
tab
already
before you
running
get
at them.
dragged away." And they look up at you, their eyes go wide as Okros, you're already on top of them, like you're at their table, and you're staring down at them as they go, "Hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, no, hey, what are you doing, big guy?" As they're just kind of staring, hands up, leaning back, and just like, "Oh, hey, no, no,
I believe you have some information that we need. And I do believe it would be in your best interests if you were to part with it willingly.
Yeah, sure, sure, yeah, let's just tell you whatever you want. I tell you that you're pretty. I can tell you that your friends are, I don't know, I don't know, what do you want?
Where is the wizard's apprentice?
He told us not to, tell anyone because he wanted to just
I put
take...
my fist through the table.
Ah! Oh, okay. All right. Shit. Fuck. All right. We get it. You want Tristan. We get it. We were hired lackeys to do the work for him, to take the tome of Wizard What's His Dick. As he's at the mayor's office, okay? He's at the mayor's office. He's trying to set a deal. He's trying to make it look like he's the conquering hero when he comes in and fixes this whole problem that he started. Okay? Don't hit my face. It's what I use to make money.
How close is the wall?
Their backs are essentially against the wall.
I'd like to throw a hand axe above them, close enough that it's scary, but not enough that it's going to hurt them.
Yeah, easy. Like, if you're throwing it well enough away from them, you're not going to have to worry about doing a roll, because you're not going to have a chance to really screw up. So, yeah, you thunk it into the wall above their heads. And they're like, hey, listen, we told you what you wanted with the aggression. Can we stop?
He's that old.
What else you want? He just asked me where the apprentice was. What else do you fucking want from me? If you want it, you gotta ask a question. Okay? Like, I'm not a telepath. I'm a thief, and so is my brother. So if you could just say what you want, we could tell you what you need, I guess. So could you go with the words now?
I'll be honest, I didn't have a plan for this. I thought I would just help scare them, and they would come up with some crap. I didn't think I would have a question relevant for this. Where did you get to the book?
But you're okay. I'll go over this again. We were hired to steal the book and anything not nailed down from the tower with Tristan, too young to go bald, but that's the breaks, because he wanted to move on over on his boss, okay? He was tired of being used as a lab assistant, and he wanted to be a big shot, so he hired us to go in while the wizard was away on vacation to some place called the fucking some place in the northeast region. I don't know who owns the tower, okay? He's some crazy fucking bug-eyed wizard with a high shrill voice, okay? That's all we know. But Tristan wanted one up on him, steal his tomes, get a whole bunch of shit off the tower, and then sell it for money. Or we want to sell it for money because we took the job. But now he has the book, and the tower's spitting out fog. What else do you want?
Oh my god. Oh, Krosnez, do you realize... Oh my... Do you know who they're talking about?
I think I might.
They're talking about Clem. It comes back to Clem every time. Every time it comes back to him. Why does it keep coming back to the finance wizard? Why? I understand you're the DM. You wrote Clem. Why does it keep coming back to him?
It's called narrative action and narrative movements.
Oh my god.
Because it's also way
Thank you for clarifying
funnier.
Every single town we go to, it's was it 7 degrees of fucking Clem? Like,
yeah, it's like 7 degrees of Reagan. You can do it. It's fine.
Oh my. I was like, no. No. I'll be honest, I didn't hear him mention the fact they stole from the tower. I didn't realize that. Now oh my.
Yeah. So, to put it in common terms for anyone who missed it, Tristan, too young to go bald, but that's the breaks, saw that his boss, who is now been shown as Clem the finance wizard, went on vacation. And so he wanted to one up his boss, and he wanted to become a big wizard guy. He wanted to be a big shot. So, knowing where all the traps were, he hired 2 thieves to go with him to steal the book, the tome that was in the tower that had all the spells and incantations and such of what that was being worked on, as well as they unfortunately triggered the defense magics. And now the fog is here. And that is where we are currently. I hope everyone is caught up. So yes, the thieves are like, yeah, he wanted the book. He wanted to one up his boss. He wanted to be a big shot, and now he's in the mayor's office trying to act the hero. Don't hurt my face. That's all I got, all right? That's all I know. That's all we did. We went in. We disarmed some stuff. He apparently missed one because the fog is here, and it's making everything weird as hell. So if you could not hurt me, that'd be great.
Very well. However, you will be paying for the damages to this building, as this was technically your fault.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
You are profiteering.
Yeah, 100%. I will pay for a new door and the table. Fuck, that door's mahogany. Shit. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely pay for the door and the table and my nachos that are now on the ground. I will do the thing. I would don't punch me, large angry lion man. Go punch Tristan. He's the idiot.
Gladly.
Huh. I've whew.
And you owe us a round of drinks after this.
Sure. Yeah, of course. 100%. Yes, 100%. Yeah. Don't worry about it whatsoever. I will do the
Worry
thing.
not, if this does work out well, I will also make you all a very nice meal.
That is odd coming from you, but I accept that as a good grace of the barbarian who's bearing down on me like a tidal wave of pain. And he looks over to his brother, and his brother is slumped in his chair, fainted. His brother is unconscious, and he's like, okay. Yeah, mayor's office. Tristan, he has the book. Yeah, that's all I got. Honest, that's all I got.
Get him a glass of water. He'll need it when he wakes up. I walk away.
Yeah, will do. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Yes, sir. As he just sheepishly gets up like he's shaking as he goes to the barkeep, and she's like, just wish, can I have water for my brother, please? As he slides him the money for his tab. And so they go to deal with that, as you now have this information.
Well, shall we go visit the bald but them's the breaks follow?
Yeah. I think it's time we fix the town.
All right. So the mayor's office, as you pass it, is the building marked number 3, but you would know it as the larger building that has the office windows and such in it. Easy for you to get there. And as you enter the front door, it's open, and you see a receptionist, young woman sitting behind a desk, kind of typing away on a typewriter while she is working on some stacks of paper in an in and out basket.
I kicked the door. No, I'm kidding.
I kicked this door in two. It's already open. Go fuck yourself. It's wide open. She sees you walk in and goes, "Oh, are you here to see Mr. Mayor? He's in a meeting at the moment, but I imagine he would be done in a few minutes if you want to wait around."
Unfortunately, the person we are trying to meet with is the person who is meeting with the mayor, and it cannot wait.
"Oh, well, aren't you just a tall drink of water, handsome? Yeah, go right ahead. Go upstairs."
Thank you. Have yourself a wonderful day.
Oh, you flatter. As she kind of goes back to type on a typewriter, smiling at all of you as you walk past. Now, this door is closed in the mayor's office. It's a large wooden double door.
I can't go. No, I can't. I'm going to respectfully open the door.
I like how you added respectfully. I appreciate that. You respectfully open the doors. And as you do, they open wide as you see a shorter, balding man. His hair looks like crap. He's not fully bald, or if he is, he hasn't accepted it, because essentially the top of his head is bald and he just has long hair around it, like a friar tuck, but worse. He has thick rimmed glasses on his face. He's wearing grayed out robes that look almost like a discount store wizard robes, with little trinkets hanging from them to make him look important. And underneath his arm is a very thick tome as he's talking to the mayor, who is a high elf, sitting behind there, very Adam West looking, as he's just kind of sitting back with his fingers interlocked as he's just nodding slowly at the wizard's apprentice. And as the doors open, he turns and goes, "What? What? I had this time slot reserved specifically to talk to the mayor. Why are you just walking in here? Who are you?"
Before I say anything, I'm going to walk close enough that I'm basically towering over him. And then I'm going to grab him by the top of his head and pick him up so he's eye to eye and say, "You are the reason we are here, my dear friend. Little thievery."
Thievery? You're getting a little close there, big guy. Take me out to dinner first. Like, there's a lot of you. Oh, you're armed. Very well.
And might I add, we're good friends of your employee, Clem.
Oh, you are? Great.
Real
Then,
quick question.
I'm
Yeah.
sure he'd love to know what you've done with the place.
What's out of character? What's everyone's sleight of hand?
+6.
I don't even think I should bother checking, because I doubt it's good, but I'll look. Actually, I have a +3. That's not bad.
Darian?
I don't know if he's
No.
spec'd into sleight of hand.
Not a Darian. Nez, please search this man to see if you could find this book.
Oh no, you
Well,
see
that's-
it under his arm. Like
Oh,
it's a
like under his
massive
arm.
tome. It is not
Well-
small.
Let me phrase that. Nez,
I'm gonna sleight of hand it out of his hands.
There you
Nez-
are.
please take the book from this man.
Did the helping hands help with that? I forgot.
I mean, you can. For this instance, it would. Sure. just for lack of
I
argument.
rolled a nat 20. I rolled a fucking nat 20 anyways.
You just slowly walk up and take it from him, and he's like, "Oh, you're okay. You're taking it, and you have little robot tendrils. Okay. So you're friends with Clem. How well do you know him? Perchance, as as a question to the scary man holding me by my head.
He designed my kitchenette.
Oh, you know him that
And
well.
hands that
I love
you're
how-
complaining about.
I love how completely out of context that sounds absolutely odd.
Yeah, out of context to anyone except who
And
knows.
it's like he's known as the finance wizard. You walk and be like, he designed my kitchen for me.
He's a man of many talents. And you're friends because he gave you those things, and you don't look like you're disheveled, so he didn't take a lot from you. Oh, you must be friends with him. So you're you're here for the book. Okay. Can I get put down now? I am terrified.
I am going to tie him up with the rope before I put him down, but then I will.
These knots are a little tight. So you know what? I'm not gonna complain. So what do you what do you want from me? I know it's a loaded question as you took the tome, and I guess the jig is up with the mayor looking at me like he is a man of few words.
Mr. Mayor, this man was going to, well, pretend to be the savior when he's the one who caused all the problems.
Yes.
The
The mist originates from the tower that this book was taken from. Precisely because the book was taken.
The mayor looks down at Tristan and looks up at you and just goes, "Take him away. If the tower is what's causing this, then I'd like it to no longer be causing it. Do what needs to be done. I will pay you with whatever we have. It would just be glad to have this over, as I'm on my third pair of pants. Every time I step out of this building, an Armoire takes it. I would like it to no longer be a concern to be pantsless in my own town."
Very understandable. I will give him a respectful nod and then basically hoist the tied up wizard over my shoulder and walk out.
Oh, we're going places. Oh, okay. Thank you for your time, Mr. Mayor. I will not be returning. I refuse the offer to be the savior of this town, for I know that I was wrong.
So if you could hold on 1 second.
Yes.
Creed's gonna cut off a little piece of rope and just wrap it around his head as a fucking gag.
As he just kind of sighs, as he just sits there, he's just like,
Oh, we shall take care of it.
The mayor gives you a simple nod as he does stand, and you see that his pants are secured by multiple loops of rope tied to his waist. Like, he has essentially like a climber's harness on that he's made out of rope, so his pants cannot be stolen again.
A de-panzer's harness.
Yes, essentially. It is anti-pranks
Or
and
rather,
anti-armors.
anti-de-panzers.
Yeah. It is anti-armored robbery. You know, it's just it's there for a reason. And so as you guys leave the mayor's building, going back out to the street, the receptionist looks up at you and goes, "Oh, you're taking him with you? Oh, that's such a shame. I would have loved to see what he would have done with the place. Well, bye-bye, Tristan. Hopefully you do better next time." As she just kind of goes back to typing.
I need a small favor from you, Okros.
Yes.
I need to hear a thump when we go through the door frame.
I see. As I walk through, I hoist my shoulder up just enough that he clips the back of his head against the fucking door.
Oh, and yeah, you hear a nice thump.
Are you okay? You appear to have struck your head.
He just groans.
See, I could be a paladin and still cause problems.
Fair enough. And so, yeah, you guys are now back on the road with Tristan over your shoulder, book in hand. And now it seems that you're pretty deep into turning off this tower of whatever it may be. So what do you guys do from here?
Well, I presume putting the book back will fix this, but we should probably talk to the person who does know the defenses, even if he was stupid enough to trip them.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
I will set him down so that Creed can do whatever and question him.
A heavy sigh, Creed ungags him.
Was hitting my head really necessary? I mean, you know what? I rescind the question. So I guess you're gonna want to know how to get into the tower? Yeah?
Look, I just want to say, like, I'm just like flipping through the pages while they're talking to him.
Oh, if you're flipping through the pages, it looks like batshit scribblings. Like, there are some that are very coherent and very well done, and there are some that are just, like, insane scribblings of a madman. But you do eventually come across a specific page towards the back that just says passwords to remember. And one of them is circled significantly, and it says, I missed you very much. It doesn't say for what it's for.
All right.
So Tristan's just like, you wanna know how to get to the tower? Well, there's a couple ways in. I imagine the way that I went in, it's probably not gonna work this time. You can either go through the front, which is probably guarded by numerous defense objects. If you can't tell, the whole point of the fog, mist, whatever you want to call it, is meant to animate items in and around the tower to defend it from interlopers. But if it's left on for too long, the fog spreads way too quickly and just starts affecting everything around it. And they want to be called back in defense of the tower until it's reset, which is a problem because Clem has a number of inanimate objects he kept around specifically for if this day ever came. The things that are not pleasant to be around when reanimated. So, you can either go through the front, break through whatever defenses that the things have made. You could try and fly maybe up to the top of the tower and like to try to go down it, maybe. Or there's the third option, but you're not gonna like it.
What? Diplomacy with the objects?
I mean, that's always an option, but that's not this option. If you find out what they want, you could probably give it back, whether it's the book or something else. I don't know. I don't know how you would talk with inanimate objects. But the third option is to go through the well, you know Clem. He likes to collect things that are dangerous. His favorite animal that he liked to collect were cockatrices, and he had a sanctuary built for them near a cavern that led to the defense system of the tower. And so there's a lot of them that live in a very large area around that entrance. And he has made them attuned to people and eating people because he finds it funny. I have been bit many times feeding those monsters. I would like to not go back that way. But that's the most direct route. So,
Love.
yeah. So that's really the only ways in. The way I went in was through a service entrance that fortunately for us, when the fog started, is that one of his favorite items inside the tower reanimated and smashed the service passage to rubble. So that's no longer an option, unfortunately, for you. Yeah. Didn't think this would happen. And I imagine you're going to tell Clem about it. So I'm not looking forward to any of this. Yeah.
Fail to see how this outcome would be any better for you than the other outcome, considering.
Well, if you didn't interject, I could have just sold my skills to the mayor and just removed the problems with some, dispelling magic and some fireballs and just kind of dealt with the problem. Or just taken all the animated stuff and just thrown it back into the mist and contain it somehow. But now that you're here, I'm up Shit's Creek. Yeah. I don't know what to do at this point. I am bound in front of 4 very angry-looking individuals. So, yeah. And he kind of gives you guys like 2 little thumbs up from his bound wrist, and he's just like, ah. Shit's Creek. Yep, he's up Shit's Creek. That's right, Garrison.
Okros, I have an idea. Unbind his hands and hold them out, please.
Very well.
No, what are you doing?
Put them on the ground, please.
Guys, I like my hands where they are. What are you doing?
Mr. Baldy, I'm going to need you to do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
Spread out your fingers.
Oh, I don't know like this where this is going.
Does he? Does he spread out his fingers?
He does.
Preet is going to draw the crucible, and he's going to point the tip towards the ground, and he's going to do let me make sure I get the class correctly for this. He's going to do Great Sword 5-Finger Fillet.
Oh, Jesus.
Very deliberately doing it slowly, though.
Okay. I'm going to have to check. Okay. You know what? I feel like this is against your code at some extent. Like a little bit. Like a smidge.
He's just going dark.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have sentient furniture that are stealing the clothes from the people that live in this town. Live Cutlery tried to murder us. And he set this all in motion because he wants to try to one-up the finance wizard, who managed to have enough homunculi to hold back creatures of the void in a town completely overrun. he managed to do it so well, nothing breached his building. The entire rest of the town was infested. Like, hundreds of people were sent there and died. All right? Like, this guy, instead of keeping that evil contained, that manic craziness contained, he just unleashed it on this town because he thought he could control it. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I mean, yeah, he's not. That's why he was an apprentice.
We gave a 2-year-old a Roman candle in a building full of hay, and we're shocked that it's on fire. Like,
To be fair, Clem did like lock the tower down. It's just that he broke in because he wanted to be a big shot.
oh no, that's my point. I'm not blaming Clem here. I'm blaming Dummy here.
Yeah, that's fair.
And well, if there's anything, I'm aware the Paladin's going dark, but the Paladin also wants his Looney Tunes world to end.
I don't think
Like-
playing Five Finger Fillet with the apprentice will make it end faster, but you know.
Like, I'm sorry, I have enough to deal with still all the gods being real, having to kill like 3 more of them. Like, I don't need Looney Tunes live Armoire stripping all the clothes off of people. Like, there's only so far you can push him before the logic gives up and he wants things to make sense again. Also, the fact that, he got stabbed with cutlery.
I mean, yeah, they did get like a couple of points of damage into you. But you did get hit by hat racks before you really got hit by cutlery. But I understand your point. I understand your frustration.
The buckler got stolen.
It did.
Like, everyone thinks it's fun to live in Looney Tunes until you actually go into the world of Roger Rabbit and you realize how horrifying it actually is.
That's fair. That's fair.
And, like my phrase, Crude wants off
I
this
wouldn't wanna
ride.
be in a Looney Tunes world.
I'm gonna just turn my pack real quick.
So, those in attendance, I would like perception checks from each of you while this is going on. Creed, you're the only one that wouldn't be able to because you're currently focusing your full attention on your frustration venting, I'll call it. But the rest of you could give me a perception check, please.
Seven plus 5 plus my last 4 is 16.
Okay. Okros?
This is this a visual perception or an auditory perception?
Little A, little B?
Okay, because I think I have advantage on visual perception from danger sense. No, wait.
Danger says listen to me, so I think it's you can't get
No,
flanked.
which one?
Was it?
No, there's something I had that I thought that gave me advantage on that one. So sorry, I could be just mistaken. I might be thinking of my paladin and stuff.
No, the other cat.
Yeah, never
has
mind. I was
what?
thinking my paladin. Never mind. 1 second. Okay, well, fuck it. I got a natural 20.
God, fuck you. God, fuck. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. So, as you're watching Creed play Five Finger Fillet, 10 Finger Fillet with this guy, as he is just not having a good time, he's freaking the fuck out. Nez, you hear something come out of the woods, but it doesn't like it's not like anything big. It's just you hear like a bunch of like twigs snapping, and it doesn't really throw any red flags for you. Like you hear it, but it's like it could be a cart, it could be a horse, it could be some of the items, whatever. Okros though, you hear the ground kind of shift a little bit as you turn and look, as you see this large boudoir slowly make its way out of the wood line till it's about 60 feet away from you, and it's just sitting there menacingly.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
And when I say this is a big boudoir, I mean it's one of the old French, like, 10-foot boudoirs that are easily like 4.5, 5 feet wide. Like, it's massive. It has no reason being this big.
Yeah. One of the Victorian era where it's all fucking like 50% just ornate bullshit just because it can be.
Oh yeah, yeah. It looks opulent. It looks very fancy and made of mahogany. And as it's standing there menacingly, you see the 4 doors on its front open to reveal just this web of what looks to be coiled ropes and cords inside of it as they fire out and latch onto the legs of Tristan and go taut.
Out of curiosity, real quick.
Yeah.
Where are we at this point?
At this point, I would say you guys are just here-ish. Like, you kind of came out of the mayor's office and you're like, we should probably stop and talk to him. Like, we should probably ask him questions. So, the boudoir is essentially here. I will give you a little mark here. He is a little bit of Haya. Actually, he's a little more like Haya. And then we'll say Tristan is this gear. So, this massive boudoir just fires out these coils of rope and cords, and it wraps around his legs. And then the cords go taut as you hear just this awful, almost grinding noise from the boudoir.
I'm still holding onto his hands, aren't I? Well, his wrists, rather.
Uh-huh. Yep. And as they go taut, you see him get pulled as you are now holding him by his wrists as he's now off the ground as the cords are trying to pull him into the boudoir. As he just is now panicking even further as his eyes, he turns his head down and sees the massive form of it. It's like, no, please, Clem, I'm sorry, no, don't, no, not the boudoir, not the boudoir of pain. I apologize, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. As he's just being like, tug of war between you and this amalgamation.
I have to. Well, good news. The game has ceased. So, Creed's gonna swing up with the Crucible of Sin to try and slice the tendrils.
All right. At the same time, Rex says, "I need you to roll me a strength save." Opposing.
Bro, I need you, to win this, please.
Ooh, wrong button.
That was a 15 plus. Why am I? No, tab. 22 then. Yeah, 22. This was strength, you said, right?
Yeah.
Wait, no, you said strength saving throw or strength check.
Strength check. Opposing.
Okay, so that's just my +7 then, not the saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, that was 15 plus 22.
As you were holding on, you feel his wrists dislocate in your hands as you're pulling. You hear his shoulders pop as you're pulling back against it, and then you feel him get pulled out of your hands as the boudoir rolled a 27. And he just gets dragged across the ground and pulled inside as he's just essentially wrapped up in ropes as the door slowly closes and the boudoir starts taking off towards the fog.
Can I wind wall and wrap them in.
You can definitely try.
Hang on. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, my brain focuses on something. I got no, that's not what I need to look up. I need to look up this. There's not a good version of it. All I can think of is Jailbot.
Yeah, kind
Except
of.
a boudoir.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely try and Windwall. I know it's, I think it's a range of like, what, 120? You just kind of place it wherever.
Yep.
And its cast is like instantaneous, it's not like a ritual or anything.
I'm like going over. It just says casting time 1 action.
Yeah, so it's 6 seconds. So yeah, you would just, you basically pop it, and as the wind wall comes up, it just crashes through it and keeps going.
Go!
And so you pop that wind wall, and it just keeps trucking. And by the time you even think about doing anything else, it's already gone back into the mist. Thank you, Cass. Ugh. My shoulders. Good lordy.
Yeah, the stretch and hydrate, hell yeah.
So, for all intents and purposes, the boudoir is in the fog as you heard the muffled screams of Tristan as he was carried off.
That boudoir gonna mama bird him to some cockatrice.
Maybe. And so, as you're all kind of left standing there, the mark of his body being dragged across the dirt, the boudoir running as the wind wall fades, as I imagine Yunez would call it back.
Yeah, it's the moment it was just ineffective. Like there was no point in keeping it up.
You all are just stunned into what feels like silence, as it's just between finding out that Clem's the one that owns this tower, that this is where he was doing research, and went on a vacation from here, Tristan stealing the book, and then being kidnapped by a living boudoir. It seems you're in deep, and it's that I believe that our next session will take you directly to the tower.
No, it'll take us to the lair of the boudoir.
The lair of the boudoir, as well as other nasty, terrible things that are in there that have been reanimated, which is going to be a lot of fun. But that is where our session is going to end tonight, on a nice little, I would say a high note, but it's not really a high note. It's kind of more of a, what the hell just happened note. So, with that ends tonight. Let's do a quick breaky downy, talk about ups, downs, and weird things in between. Starting with Mr. Okros.
I mean, just I did enjoy intimidating the shit out of the freaking, just like, I don't like that door. Ah, I see. And then just fucking kicking the door in and charging it and scaring the shit out of them.
Just saying,
that was pretty great.
No, sir. None of that.
Indeed. I also like the receptionist. I forgot to mention that the last time as well, but the receptionist character is just like so stereotypical, but it's such a great fucking receptionist character. Just like so blasé blah about everything.
She's from Jersey, and she knows that she's acting her wage, all right? She's acting her wage. She knows what's up.
Oh, he's busy. Well, unfortunately, we're going to go see the person he's busy with. Oh, okay, we'll have a good visit.
Anything for you, handsome. Tell him I said
Oh,
hi.
Water,
Yeah,
please.
You
Please
tall
don't try to
drinking
push
water.
this. Please don't try to push this. It's like there's like, oh gross, for the love of God, please don't push that. Please don't push that. I don't think I can handle this. And you're like, we're going in anyways. Okay, have fun. Thank God.
Listen, it was fine. Anything else, Rick says?
The God damn it, I'm fucking dying. The interaction with the bards was definitely very good as well. It's like, yeah, of course the fucking bards. Of course the bards would have that. Yeah. Fucking.
Listen, they're all high level. It's just they're bad. That's.
Yeah. They're just real good at keeping themselves alive.
By any means necessary. Yep. That's how the game plays.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, Mr. Nez.
I had a good point with like the joking around about what Lucifer was going to become after going into the armoire.
Mm-hmm.
That was really good.
And then Cobblepot just snapping him back into form, just like no, this is, just this is not what's happening. No, fuck you. Absolutely not.
Characters just look on. How the hell is that science?
Listen, don't ask questions.
I did like the nat 20s at like the random points of all of a sudden just like popping off.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened. It was just like, oh hey, just look, a nat 20. I was just like, oh, you monsters. Always good. Always love it.
Yeah, that was the other thing. The fucking just the nat 20s every fucking time too. Like, I think how about we all like 3 nat 20s today? I think
it was like 3 or 4. Yeah, and it was all at times where I was like, okay, this is gonna happen. It was just like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, God.
Like, I was literally, I looked at my thing, you were like, oh yeah, perception. I was like, oh, I've only got a +4 in that. Surely I've got something that gives me a bonus. Like, I remember something giving me like 2 rolls on that or something.
Yeah,
I'm like looking through desperately, and I was like, oh no, shit, that's on my paladin. Roll 20. Oh, okay.
Look at me, I'm just gonna do it anyways, he says.
Yeah.
Monsters, all of you. Anything else, Mr. Nez?
No, that's it.
Yeah, I figured Zoe has fallen besmirched to his weariness, which means we'll talk with Mr. Creed.
I have to say, hands down, it was convincing. I didn't have to do much, but convincing Okros to murder a sentient armoire with a random hat stand.
That was good.
Oh,
Too.
like,
I can't believe I forgot about that.
I was looking at. I want to point out, I was like, man, I got lucky once. My options are either push my luck a second time and try to do some sick hits on this thing, or get creative. I was like, well, I was like, I got a hat stand in front of me. Like, I'm willing to bet, like, I could grab it, spin it, and slam it in the armoire. It'd be pretty sick. But I was like, my strength isn't bad. It's a 14, not very high. That's gonna need some serious. Wait a minute. He's raging.
Yeah, the raging barbarian with 23 strength and dealing double damage to constructs is standing right next to you.
Like, hey, Okra! No, I wanted to get those bards.
I'm being fair.
I'm not saying look. I'm not gonna racially profile, but they seem pretty intent on immediately blinding, or in this case, sneezing, the two like law enforcement of the city. I'm just saying, you know, they showed up with a cart full of magical crap to start causing problems. They seemed really intent on immediately bailing from the problem. Probably got like some warrants or something. Just saying.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I'm not saying that I know, but they're bards. They're right after rogues for doing shifty things. So
yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
instead of like focusing on stealing, their focus is more on slipping in. But really, two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, yeah, they're focusing on slipping in repeatedly until completion.
yeah.
God damn
Both
it.
both to steal away and hide these holes as well as find hidey holes.
Yep.
Yep. But no, I have to say beyond that was listening to him talk and realize it's Clem again.
Yeah. I thought you'd enjoy that.
We're gonna go to some random clearing in the middle of the forest, and there's just gonna be a rock, and it's gonna have something to do with Clem. I swear.
Now
Or
that
like-
you've wished it upon yourself, so now it's gonna have to happen.
Or like we'll find some abandoned house that engraved in like a stone on the what remains of the fireplace is gonna be like Clem's name. House purchased with the assistance of Clem the finance wizard.
Yeah. It was gonna be the first property he financed.
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
helped someone get a mortgage. Yeah, this is something normal. It's there. It's fine. But yeah, so some of my high points for this one. So the first thing off, the one that was put in the chat by Stealth, the Okros fastball and the Captain America landing by Creed was A+, 100%. That was hilarious and well thought out. The tag team in the middle of the melee was also hilarious. Of like, oh hey, let's just turn the armoire towards the angry man with the hat rack. Yeah. It's just like ha, puff, Dunyan rings. The caltrop incident was very funny. Do you want to know what would have happened if the mist had touched the caltrops?
Would have been bad. I bet they all would have animated, and that would have been a bad time.
Yeah. Because since it's a replicating caltrop, if it touched one of them, the master one would have also been affected. So even if you recalled them after one of them was contaminated by the mist, it would still then become animated for defense of the tower. So, real cool stuff there. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of cool combo stuff, and then the conversation with the bards of where I got messages from a couple of the bards after the last session where they're like, that was really funny, having us as like a narrative driving device, and I was like, yeah, because it's goofy, it's something you would do. And then, all right, cool, I'm gonna have them Exnay and Amscray because like they don't need to be here, their job is done. And you just chase them down, and I was like, please don't kill the other people in the
100%.
game that are friends of mine who uses narrative driving
I gotta
pieces.
be honest, like where they were, if I could have, I was gonna just whip the sword and aim for one of them. Like as soon as the caltrops went down, I'm like, I don't care, one of you is getting beamed with this sword.
It's a happy thing that even though they are
Beamed.
Yes, Sean Beamed. Boromir, no, use your shield that's on your back, you idiot. And it's just like beamed by sword. It's just whatever. But what I love about their dynamic is that they call themselves all bards, but they're not all bards. The tall blonde elf is a very high level cleric, and then the one in the decorative frock coat is a very high level sorcerer. So he's able to just kind of make things happen, while the other two are bards and are able to do high-level shenanigans like Mind Wipe and Alter Memory, which is why, Okros, you forgot they were even there and why you were standing there, and that's when he was like, hey, can I bring your friend back into the conversation? Because it's kind of weird him staying there looking like we're talking to an air pocket. So, that'd be great. Cool. But yeah, so that was cool. He's dealing with the bards and then finally being like, why are you chasing us? We didn't do anything. Leave us alone. And then convincing you to go after the thieves. All the interrogation scenes were hilarious. because I just got to play characters that were closer in line with what was actually happening. Because if I was a dwarf and I got bum rushed by Okros, I'm pretty sure I would faint too. Like,
fair.
I think like if I was my dear Carson, I know that she would be very turned on by it, but I would faint. I would be like, "No, I'm good. Like, I want none of that smoke. Like, get away from me." And then Tristan, you basically pick him up by his fucking
goat moment.
yeah, just you picking Tristan up by his head, and she's like, "Oh, you're all here and you're armed. Cool. Oh, great. Oh, you know Clem? Fuck." It was all very good. There were a lot of role play, and I gave you guys the options as an out because I know you didn't want to deal with this full thing, and that you could have just left. Like after you dealt with the cart, you could have just deuced, and I wouldn't have been upset about it. But the fact that you stayed and now you're just dealing with it with all this nonsense is perfect. I'm here for it 100% the whole way. But yeah, so that's all I have. Combat was good. Roleplay was good. Rolling with the punches, very good. I think the only thing that we have to get better on is making sure that we're rolling through things, keeping on track with each other, knowing what's going on. But that just comes with time, practice. It's also difficult because we're doing this digitally, not in person. So there's hurdles. We'll get over it. It's fine. But yeah, so next session, you guys are going to go to the tower and deal with that and all the fancy, crazy shit that's inside. So we'll see. We'll do it. But with that, we're going to close it out. Thank you all so much for being here and being a part of this. As always, we have our dear friends here playing the game with us. The reason that I'm able to even do this in the first place is, of course, Okros, our Lion Folk Barbarian, being played by Mr. Rexus.
Hello.
We have then Nez, our Changeling Artificer, being played by Stealth Rage.
Hello.
And then, of course, last but certainly not least, as Mr. Zoe is currently incapacitated, send him your love. This is his first campaign. He's doing such a wonderful fucking job. And then our dear friend Blackburn playing Creed, the Tiefling Paladin.
Like a having you was old.
We did have our fifth player pop in for a moment, Miss Aura, who's played by Jenna. But because her work schedule's been really weird, because our schedule's been kind of off, as I've been trying to keep it bi-weekly, we'll deal with it when we can. She's looking to try and get things sorted. It's scheduling conflicts and everything else in between, but she's looking to get back into it.
We'll be here next week.
Yes, hopefully she'll be here next week.
Next session, rather.
Potato, potato, potato. But past that point in time, I am Burn, also known as Grim. I am your Dungeon Master. I've been doing this for quite a while, and I am excited to continue doing this. And news on the back end, we are looking to publish at near the end of Q1. So I've been working with another author to write a book called The Hope in Oblivion, and hopefully they will be ready to publish after the work that I'm doing on editing and art stuff. They'll be ready to publish by the end of the first quarter, which I'm very excited for because it's a very, very, very good book. I'm hoping that it takes off like we're hoping for. But yeah, so keep your eyes up for that. I'll post more information as we get closer. But again, as always, thank you all for being here, and have a pleasant evening, a good weekend. And if you're listening to the future, have yourself a good day and take it easy. Bye-bye, everybody.
Goodbye.